Good evening from Amarillo, Texas, where it is the Amarillo Wranglers and the Odessa Jackalopes going head-to-head for the second straight night. Hi, everybody. I'm Guy Chiarenza, bringing you all the action here this evening in what should be, as all indicators are pointing towards, a close South Division battle between the Wranglers and the Jackalopes. Last night, it was Odessa that got the narrow win in overtime by the final score of 2-1. Connor McDonough got the start last night for the Wranglers. He stopped 33 of 35 shots that he faced. Across from him was Quentin Sigurdsson for the Jackalopes, who also had a phenomenal game. He stopped 32 of 33 shots that he saw, and really it was a game that could have gone any way. I mean, if the bounce goes one way, it was the Wranglers taking home the win. But fortunately for them, Odessa got that lucky bounce, and they were victorious last night. But as I just said, I mean, it really could have been anybody's game. Both teams were getting a high volume of shots on goal, but really both goaltenders were very, very hot in last night's game. The Wranglers' power play went 1 for 5. They cashed in on a Topi Pukkanen goal, their only goal of the game, coming in the third period. Nolan Gagnon and Jack McDonald picked up assists on that goal. And the Wranglers' penalty kill was a perfect 5 for 5 last evening. So some building blocks for the Wranglers to build upon in that last game as they look to get back into the win column, especially in a critical game here with points at stake in the South Division. And some points up for grabs in the Austin Hose rivalry series as the Wranglers have their sights set on winning the first ever Hoser Cup. Now, what's the Hoser Cup? I'm glad you asked. It's a rivalry series between the Wranglers, the Jackalopes, and the Oklahoma Warriors. It's a points-based system that goes off of regular season head-to-head matches. For any game that the Wranglers play the Warriors or the Jackalopes, the victor will earn 1 point. So since the Jackalopes beat the Wranglers yesterday evening, they've earned 1 point in the standings of the Austin Hose rivalry series. But for games between the Jackalopes and the Warriors, those games will send 2 points the victor's way, and that's because those two teams only play each other 4 times, while the Wranglers will play Oklahoma and Odessa 8 times. If you do the math, it evens itself out. Of course, the team with the most points at the end of the season will win the Hoser Cup. And I've never seen the Hoser Cup, but I've heard it's very, very prestigious. It's really cool looking. I haven't seen it. And hopefully when the Wranglers win it, I'll get to see it then. Tonight is a big night here at the Budweiser Bullpen because it's Barbie Night. Wranglers will be wearing their pink Barbie-themed jerseys for tonight's game. I have to say, they look very, very sharp. It's a white jersey. Like, the jersey's got a white base, but it's got pink stripes, some blue mixed in, which really surprised me. I didn't expect any blue to be mixed in there. And the numbers are pink and the names are pink, but it's in a cursive, like, script font. So, very good-looking jerseys. I'm very surprised. They look quite sharp. And they will be auctioned up after the game. So if you're in the Amarillo area and you're not already at the game, which I assume you probably aren't if you're watching on NATV or on YouTube, but if you're able to scurry down to the Budweiser Bullpen at some point after the game, those jerseys will be up for auction, and they can be yours. And known an interesting piece of Wranglers history, as the Wranglers were not able to wear them last night because the jerseys just came in today. So it's a one-off. These jerseys will be worn for this game only, and then after that, they'll never hit the ice ever again. So interesting piece of memorabilia that could be yours, and a lot of other festivities going on here this evening. They've had Lindsay Lane performing down on the concourse. You know, I'm not a big country fan myself, but I gotta say, I spent a few moments down there during the pregame before I came up to the broadcast post, and I gotta say, Lindsay Lane's got me hooked. That was a very good performance. She did quite well, and she seems to be one of the big names around here in Amarillo, so we were glad to have her here this evening. And she was performing some of her songs on the concourse. There's also some Barbie-themed stuff down there. Very, very cool. Just a disclaimer right now, I've never seen the Barbie movie. Yeah, that's really all I can say on it. I mean, I've heard of Barbie, of course, but I had sisters that played with Barbies from time to time, but my knowledge in the Barbie universe is very, very shallow. I don't know a whole lot about Barbie, but it's Barbie night here at the Budweiser Bullpen, and the fans are having fun with it. We got a lot of fans wearing pink, a lot of Barbie-themed stuff here in the building, and a good Amarillo crowd already as fans are still filing in. So it's going to be a very, very good night here at the Budweiser Bullpen as we look towards the Wranglers' opponent tonight, the Odessa Jackalopes, who we saw last night. Jackalopes coming to this game are 4-6-0-1. Got 9 points. They're tied for 7th place in the South Division. Right now it's a three-way tie between the Wranglers, Ice Rays, and Jackalopes for that 7th spot in the division, although it's very, very early on in the season, and so you really can't say a whole lot about each team's record at this point. I mean, you can kind of see teams starting to separate themselves from the pack, but the glaring thing right now is the Wranglers are 4-4-1. They're 500. They've only played 9 games, so they've got a few games in hand on other teams across the division. So Wranglers sitting at 9 points right now, but you know, they got those games in hand, and certainly they have their sights set on winning those games in hand. If they are to do so, they will be in good shape, but as it stands right now, the Wranglers are 7th in the division, looking to gain some traction on the teams ahead of them with 2 points, hopefully, for them here tonight. We turn our sights back towards the Jackalopes. This is the 18th all-time meeting between Amarillo and Odessa. Odessa taking home the overtime victory last night, puts the Wranglers' record against the Jacks all-time at 7-6-3-1. So the Wranglers do have a winning record against the Jackalopes. They'll look to improve to 8-6-3-1 against Odessa with a win here this evening. Something that I mentioned last night that I'll mention again here today. This is Odessa's 12th straight road game. They have not played a home game to start the season. They went up to Blaine, Minnesota for the showcase, which were neutral site games, but they have not played at Ector County Coliseum at all this season. I've heard rumors that there's not even ice there right now. So the Odessa Jackalopes seem to be kind of just hitchhiking around as they make their rounds through the South Division. They won't play their first home game until, I believe it's the last weekend of the month. They will take on the El Paso Rhinos in their home opener on October 27th. So Jackalopes have been really making their rounds around the South Division, and this is their final stop here in Amarillo for the foreseeable future. The Bengals will see the Jacks 6 more times throughout the course of the season, but we'll see Odessa for a little bit after this. So interesting matchup here tonight. Again, you kind of think about that fatigue factor for the Jackalopes, just being on the road for so long. How will this affect them coming into this game? We saw a scoreless first period in last night's game. I wonder if that'll be the case here this evening. I think one of the keys for the Wranglers in this game is to get off to a quick start, and they did a good job of doing that last night. They were getting a high volume of shots on goal, which is always good. You always want to test a goaltender, especially a hot one in Quinton Sigurdsson. But for the Wranglers, you know, it seems like they've had a little bit of trouble rising to the occasion at puck drop. It seems to take them a little bit of time to kind of warm up to the game, and then once they catch fire, they really start to get going. But I think the theme for them tonight is going to have to be to get off to a quick start against the Jackalopes. Wranglers have surrendered the first goal, and I believe at least their last 3 games, surrendered twice against Lone Star and then last evening against the Jackalopes. So one of the keys for the Wranglers is to get on the board first. Look at some of the leading scorers for the Jackalopes. You got Michael Kadlasik, who has taken the team lead in points. He's got 3 goals, 4 assists for a total of 7 points. He's leader in the clubhouse for the Jacks. Of course, he scored last night's overtime winner to give the Jacks the 2-1 win. So he's an eye to watch out for. We'll keep an eye on him as the game goes on. Another guy to watch out for on the Jack side of things is Cameron Dunn. He's got 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points. He's one of the leaders in the clubhouse in terms of the point department. Big development for the Jackalopes. This evening, though, there will be no Armijo for the Jackalopes. Adam Armijo will not be playing in tonight's game. He's got 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points in 11 games. He will not be on the ice for the Jackalopes this evening. Seems like he suffered a lower body injury in last night's game. He will not be out there for the Jackalopes, so that's a big loss to their forward core. The Wranglers will look to capitalize on it. Of course, we can't talk about the Wranglers scoring without talking about the Ivy brothers. Jack Ivy leads the team in points and goals. He's got 8 goals and 5 assists for 13 points in 9 games. Ben Ivy's been fantastic. He's got 3 goals, 4 assists for a total of 7 points. So the Ivy brothers are firing on all cylinders. They'll look to have a big performance here tonight if the Wranglers want to come away with the win. Let's get to the starting lineups here tonight as they announce them in the arena. The visiting Odessa Jackalopes, they'll roll out their 4th line to begin the game. Theodore Manlove, number 11. Number 25, Christian Tavare. And on the right wing, number 24, Hayden DeMars. On defense, it'll be Trevor Mitchell, number 7, and number 10, Riley Rosenthal. And in goal, it'll be number 1, Quentin Sigurdsson once again. For the Wranglers, they'll start the third line of number 89, Roman Zapp on the left wing. Centering that line, number 27, Connor McNaughton. And on the right wing, it'll be number 11, Luke Morris. On defense, number 16, Colin Doherty gets the start on the left side. And on the right side, it's number 2, Kyle DeMarco. And in goal, it will be Luca Gans, number 33 for the Wranglers, getting the start here tonight. Last night it was Connor McDonough. Wranglers will get Gans in goal this evening. And as I said before, it will be Quentin Sigurdsson once again for the Jackalopes. He'll be playing in his second straight game here at the Budweiser bullpen. So fresh man in goal for the Wranglers. Sigurdsson gets it once again. We'll see if fatigue sets in for the Jackalopes netminder. Ryan Anderson is the Amarillo Wranglers head coach, and his assistant is Connor Yanni. Looks like we will have a ceremonial puck drop here this evening. As Trevor Mitchell will go out there for the Jackalopes, and for the Wranglers, it'll be Captain Ben Ivy for the puck drop. Other notable lineup changes for the Wranglers. Seems like the first 3 forward lines are going to remain the same from what we saw last night. Looks like Trace Day comes in for Grayson Gerhardt. And looks like Divine Apollon will be the extra forward this evening. Some notable changes for the Wranglers lineup. Of course, for the Jackalopes, no Adam Armijo this evening. Looks like Svante Strandberg will be in on defense. National Anthem is coming up next, and after that, we will have first period action between the Jackalopes and the Wranglers.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back, where we've got the preliminaries out of the way. We are all set for first period action here at the Budweiser bullpen. Getting the start in net for the Wranglers tonight will be number 33, Luca Gans, and he will look to have a better performance than what he last had here at the Budweiser bullpen. Seems to have skewed his stats. He's a much better goaltender than his statistics indicate right now. Remember, the last time we saw him was that 8-5 game against the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. Gans coming into the game with a 1-2 record, of 4.67 goals against average, and an 852 save percentage. Although, as I mentioned before, he's much better than that small sample size indicates. We'll look to have a bounce back performance tonight. And for the visiting Jackalopes, it'll be number 1, Quinton Sigurdsson. He's got a record of 4-4, a 2.38 goals against average, and a 928 save percentage. He's got 1 shutout on the year. As they'll lean in to take the draw. And away we go. Wranglers win the opening faceoff. They'll make a left wing breakout. And they'll dump the puck in. Meet it along the far half wall. Puck squirts out behind Sigurdsson. Chasing after it is Luke Morris. He'll backhand it below the goal line. Tavares, the first man on it for Odessa. And the Jacks will start a left wing breakout out of their own zone. They'll tap it in. Puck works its way around to the near corner. Jackalopes get caught up in a pack of Wranglers. Puck is pinned up against the inboards. Comes loose to Colin Doherty, moving down the left side wing. Finds McNaughton up ahead, as he just can't slide by the Jackalopes defense at the blue line. Jacks will send it into the Wranglers zone. Racing after it is Doherty. Leave for DeMarco. Gets the puck stolen away from him. Centering pass goes through the blue paint. Gons couldn't get a handle on it. Comes around to the far side. Jackalopes will center it once again, looking for Dunn at the far circle, but the puck goes past him. And taking it and dumping it into the Jackalopes zone and chasing after it is Tommy Chunchikov. Jackalopes will go across in the neutral zone to the near side. Kadlasik, who had the overtime winner in last night's game, will dump it deep into Wranglers territory. Picking it up below the goal line. They'll center it to the slot. The Wranglers are quick to pick that off as Nolan Gagnon will send it out to center. And then it'll bounce into Jackalopes territory. They'll wave off the icing. And Odessa will move towards the right side. Pass is picked off in the neutral zone by Ben Ivey. Works along the left side, takes a shot, and it'll be scooped up by Sigurdsson. A stoppage with 18:24 to go in the first period. Thank you all for tuning in tonight on YouTube and NAHL TV. We understand that there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. We appreciate you choosing the Wranglers this evening. It's off the draw. Papasparopoulos will win it. Wranglers will send it to the near point. Dump it down below the goal line for Alex Papasparopoulos. He'll fan on the pass attempt, get some help from Puukkonen. As Topi Puukkonen works up to the line, takes a shot looking for deflection out in front. And stoning Papasparopoulos with Sigurdsson. Wranglers cycle it back up to the near point. Shot by Williams, goes into the middle. Wranglers hack at it. Shot by Papasparopoulos is stopped by Sigurdsson. Wranglers retain possession. Trey Williams will dump it to the corner for Puukkonen. He'll twist away from the pressure, looking to find Papasparopoulos. Puck is loose for the moment, as Odessa will try and get it out. Somebody's stick breaks. It was a Jackalope, as the Wranglers get the puck. Moving in towards the middle is Puukkonen. Can't get a shot away. And Odessa will escape their own zone without any more danger. Wranglers had a few good looks, generating some good offensive zone time to begin tonight's game. They've already got 4 shots on the board. Jackalopes will dump the puck in. Gons will come out to play it. Send it to the near side wall. Puck is up for grabs. Odessa gets it to the line. Shot there is off a stick and up into the netting. That was Riley Rosenthal with the shot from the blue line. So we get another stoppage with 17:13 to go in the first period. Draw will be to the left of Luka Gons in the near circle of the Wranglers zone. Off the draw, Jackalopes win it, gilded it to the line. Shot by Mitchell, goes up a stick and into the rafters, as he was met by Divine Apollon at the blue line. And so we'll do that face-off once again, but this time it'll be, looks like it'll be on the far side circle of the Wranglers zone. Wiesenen will take the draw for Odessa. For the Wranglers, it'll be Jacob Miller on the draw. Wranglers win it, work it to the near side. Will they exit their own zone? Morley Phillips makes a tumble in the neutral zone. Puck comes to Divine Apollon, who's able to tap it into the Jackalope zone, but just for a brief moment as Odessa gets the puck, and they'll dump it into the Wranglers zone. Puck will come to Gons. Didn't look like he had it cleanly, but they'll blow the whistle anyway. So 16:44 to go in the first period. We'll get another stoppage. The draw will once again be in the far circle of the Wranglers zone. Wranglers get fresh bodies out there as the McNaughton line that started the game will be out there for the Wranglers. As do the Jackalopes get a fresh line of bodies. And off the draw, Wranglers win it. Comes to McRoberts, who will spin around to the far wall, looking for Morris. Battles a few Jackalopes. Navarre comes with the puck. He'll take a shot. Blocker saved by Gons. Directed to the far corner. Puck will come loose and come to McNaughton. Will bounce it off the wall and look for Roman Zapp in the neutral zone. Puck goes astray. Jacks will send it on goal to Gons. He'll keep the play moving. Wranglers looking to start a right wing breakout. Puck comes to Strandberg in the neutral zone. Will find Kristen and he will dump it in. Just about 4 minutes gone in the opening period of tonight's game. Bryce Cooper fumbles the puck in his own neutral zone. Shot attempt was blocked. Shot coming from Cameron Dunn. As the Wranglers gain the red line and dump it in to the Jackalope zone. Fresh line comes on. Ben Ivy with the puck. Wranglers in the offensive zone. Can't get anything going on that sequence. Jackalopes will break out left side. Big hit by Nolan Gagnon on Cameron Dunn on the far side wall. Wranglers will move towards the left side. Chonchikov will bank it off the boards. At least that's what he was trying to do. But Wranglers are offside as they head into the offensive zone. It'll be a centerized draw on the Wranglers logo. So neutral zone faceoff is won by the Jackalopes. Get it to their D as they'll move right side, tap it into the Wranglers zone. Puck comes to Williams. Tries to get it out, comes back to the Jackalopes. Puck bouncing around like a ping pong ball. Comes to Puricelli, he'll move it to the point for Mitchell. Center it out in front, pass is picked off by Gagnon, and he'll quickly move the other way. Left side, Wranglers into the offensive zone. A shot is sticked away by Sigurdsson. McDonald works it back up to the near point. They go across for Gagnon. He will look to work it deeper, but the Jacks are able to get a defensive stick on it and send it back to the neutral zone. Wranglers forechecking here as the Jackalopes have the puck in their own zone. Stretch pass is picked off by the Wranglers. Get a stick on it. Disrupting that offensive chance for the Jackalopes. Jack Ivy comes away with the puck in his own zone. Finds Pukinen. Gets it back to Ivy. Go across and find Trey Williams, who gains the red line and flips it in. Wranglers applying the pressure here in the offensive zone. Spin around to the far side. DeMarco will jam it further below the goal line. Papastropoulos in the fray for the Wranglers. With him is Topi Pukinen as the Jackalopes and Wranglers get the puck pinned up against the far corner. Squeaks free. DeMarco tries to hold it into the line, and he does. Gets it to Pukinen. Across for a shot. They score! Colin Doherty opens the scoring. Wranglers lead 1-0. That's exactly what the Wranglers needed, was to get the first goal on the board this evening, and it is Colin Doherty opening the scoring for tonight's game. Goal is going to go to Colin Doherty. It's his first of the season. Topi Pukinen will get the primary assist, and the secondary assist will go to Kyle DeMarco. So the Wranglers quickly go off and running to begin tonight's game. As the fans are happy here in Amarillo. 13:56 to go in the first period. Their team already has a 1-0 lead. And smiles all around on the Wranglers bench. Wicked shot from the defenseman of the Wranglers, Colin Doherty. Went top shelf on Sigurdsson. The Wranglers will look to add to their 1-0 lead. It is off the ensuing draw. Jackalopes come away with the puck. Hayden DeMars is directed to the wall. Jackalopes are forced to just dump it in. Out to play it is Luca Gons. He'll send it to Doherty. Works it back along the wall. Puck squeaks to Jacob Miller. Has a tough time tackling and handling it. The Wranglers will have to chop at it a little bit. Jackalopes come away with it in the Wranglers zone. Works along to Trace Day at the near wall. Jackalopes are steal it away. Manlove to Tavares, and he scores. Wranglers fumbling around with the puck in their own zone a little bit, and the Jackalopes are quick to pounce on it. As Tavares was wide open in the high slot, he makes it a 1-1 game. So, the goal will go to Christian Tavares. Assists coming from Charlie Smith and Theodore Manlove. And it's tied the game at 1. Looks like just 33 seconds after the Wranglers had scored. Wranglers will dump it into the offensive zone, trying to get that one back as they'll find McNaughton below the goal line. Centering pass goes astray, picked up by Dunn. He'll flip it to the neutral zone. Wranglers will airmail it back into the offensive zone. Dump and chase. McNaughton on the forecheck. Luke Morris also applying some heat. Jackalopes having trouble exiting their own zone. Holding at the line is Gagnon. Puck goes around to the near side wall. Dunn will take a whack at it and send it all the way down to the Wranglers zone. That'll be an icing against Odessa with 12:41 to go in the first. Well, after we saw a scoreless first period in yesterday's game, go figure, we've got 2 goals already on the board in the first period of this one. Draw will be to the right of Sigurdsson. Ivy wins it, gets it to the line. Bryce Cooper finds McDonald on the near wall. Back to the line for Cooper. He'll take a shot. Looking for a deflection out in front. Sigurdsson's able to make the save. Puck available in the corner. Cooper will chop at it, try to keep it in the zone. Wranglers unable to do so. Just send it back down. Sigurdsson will slow the play down as Mitchell will survey the scene. Make it off the wall to the neutral zone. Wranglers solid defensively there, able to steal the puck away. With it now is Bryce Cooper. He'll move into the offensive zone. Head up, takes a shot. It's blocked by number 19 of the Jackalopes. That is Braden Patilla. Wranglers dump it below the goal line again. McDonald's lost his stick. We'll go to the bench and look to get a new one. As the Jackalopes will move towards the right side. Stymieing them is Papaspropoulos. Looks ahead to find Jack Ivy, and he does. Left side, Ivy with his head up. Tries to find a trailer moving into the middle. The Jackalopes are able to get a defensive stick on it and send it back down to Gons. DeMarco fires a shot into the neutral zone. Trying to go with a stretch pass. Wranglers just tap it into the offensive zone further. First man on it is Vardy for Odessa. Work along to the right side. Jackalopes will just lift it into the Wranglers zone. Smith doing a good job applying pressure on the forecheck. Jasker able to come away with the puck in the offensive zone, twisting around at the near wall to get it to Kristen. Tries to dump it to Belsterling. Puck gets pinned up against the boards, and we'll get a stoppage with 11:06 to go in the first period. So 2 goals already so far, 1 for each team. Wranglers goal coming from Colin Doherty, and for the Jackalopes, it is Christian Tavares picking up his first goal of the season. Barbie Night here at the Budweiser bullpen. Wranglers wearing their Barbie-themed specialty jerseys. It's a white jersey with some pink stripes, some blue stripes, and pink numbers, as the theme of the night seems to be pink. Off the defensive zone draw, Wranglers win it. Ganu will find Williams as the puck gets pinned up along the near half wall. Jackalopes will work it further. Coming with it is Belsterling. He'll lose it to Zapp, who finds McNaughton. He'll move to the neutral zone. Move it right side for Morris. Tries to find a return pass for McNaughton. Wranglers center the pass, and the puck will bounce to Sigurdsson on that opportunity, and he will hold with 10:43 to go in the first period. That'll send us to our first media timeout. 1-1 here at the Budweiser bullpen. We'll be back in 1 minute on NHL TV and YouTube.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to Amarillo, Texas, where it is 1 apiece here after goals from Colin Doherty and Christian Tavare for both of their respective clubs. 10:43 to go in the first period. Draw will be in the Jackalope zone to the right of Sigurdsson on the near circle. Wranglers will send out their third line of McNaughton, Morris, and Zapp. Defensively out there for Amarillo is Bryce Cooper and Henry McRoberts. On the draw, Wranglers win it. Quick shot from Zapp goes wide of the goal. Wranglers hold it in at the half wall. McRoberts in there for Amarillo. Luke Morris joining the fray to help out. Wranglers lose the puck. They'll get it back at center ice. They'll quickly regroup and reload as McRoberts will dump it around to the near side of the Jackalope zone. Contested puck at the half wall. Finally flips up, and grounding it is McNaughton. Below the goal line, Zapp has it on his forehand. Will move along the wall. Trade places with McRoberts. He tries to send it back down low. Jackalopes get in the way of that, and they will move the puck back out to neutral ice, where DeMars will get pinned up at the Wranglers' blue line. Morris comes away with the puck. He'll go across for McNaughton. He'll move in, take a shot, and he scores! Connor McNaughton makes it 2-1. Wranglers have the lead once again. Connor McNaughton gets his second goal of the year, and he gets the Wranglers' second goal of the evening, as the Wranglers once again have the lead in this game. Connor McNaughton's one of those guys where if you can get him rolling, he'll certainly be a valuable asset to the team going forward, as he's a prolific goal scorer, and there he goes, scoring for the Wranglers. Roman Zapp picks up the only assist on that goal. Wranglers with a 2-1 lead with 9:53 to go in the first. So all goals in this game being scored at even strength, 5-on-5. We've yet to see a penalty in tonight's game. Wranglers with 8 shots on the board, doubling up on the Jacks in that department, as Odessa only has 4. Off the draw, Dunn with fans on the shot, goes off the end wall. We'll spin around to the far sideboards where Trunchikov will drop it for Ben Ivy. Jackalopes stand him up at the offensive line. Wranglers have to pedal back and send it to their defense. They work it back out to the neutral zone. Ivy, right side for McDonald. Throw a shot on goal, sticked away by Sigurdsson. Wranglers work it down deep. Cross pass, Gagnon shoots, save made by Sigurdsson. Puck comes up to the line. Williams will flip it down into the offensive zone, although McDonald couldn't glove it down as the Jackalopes come away with the bouncing puck. Wranglers are able to somehow keep it in the offensive zone. They'll apply the pressure. Jackalopes spin away with the puck and they'll exit their own zone. Williams comes away with the puck in his own zone. As the Wranglers fans cheer in approval as they just announced that last goal from McNaughton. The goal that has given their team a 2-1 lead. Over the red line come the Jackalopes. They get stood up at the blue line. Good defensive play by Colin Doherty. Jacks try and push the puck deeper. Pukinen with it on his stick. He'll backhand it along to the near corner. Picked up by Vardy. He'll send it below the goal line. Vardy, sharp angle shot, goes off the skate of Doherty. Moves to the wall. Looks like Colin Doherty's taking a stick up high. Arm is raised. And so, with 8:22 to go in the first period, looks like we might have our first penalty of the game. See who the guilty culprit is. Looks like they're going to get Matvey Ivanov. Scored in last night's game for Odessa. He will take a seat in the penalty box. 2 minutes for high sticking. And the Wranglers will look to add to their lead on the first man advantage of the night. Off the draw, they win it, get it to the line for Gagnon. Far point, find Ben Ivy, go across for Jack. Takes a shot at the top of the circle, goes off a stick to the corner. It'll be picked up by McDonald. Back to Jack Ivy, near point. Slide around the pressure. Wranglers get it to the line for Gagnon. Find Ben Ivy, far half wall. Ben, on his forehand, will send it back up to the line for Gagnon. Go across for Jack Ivy, fakes a shot, back to the high slot for Gagnon at the line. He'll spin away from pressure. Send it towards the middle, back to Jack Ivy. Ben Ivy across, near side, shot goes through the crease. And the Wranglers are able to hold it at the line. Jack Ivy racing after it, tries to send it to Ben, although the Jackalopes were able to pick up the puck and move it out to the neutral zone. Wranglers quickly back on the attack. Move it to the left side. McDonald to the middle, looking for Ben Ivy, just can't get the shot away. As the Jackalopes whack at the puck and send it back out to neutral ice. A minute 07 to go on the power play. Gagnon quickly over the line, moves towards his left. He'll find McDonald, moves into the circle, goes across for Papaspropoulos. Moving to the slot, takes a shot in the pad, save by Sigurdsson. Jackalopes are able to clear. And so 7:11 to go in the first. Wranglers look to quickly regroup and reload on the power play. Fresh bodies out there for Amarillo. Left side, Morris dances around the pressure. He'll move the puck around to the far wall for Papaspropoulos. Get it to the line for DeMarco. Papaspropoulos with the puck. Will send it below the goal line. Centering pass goes off the stick of Morris. Pass from Zampa is just too hot for him to handle. Left side, Williams over the offensive line. Wranglers dump it in. Comes around to the far half wall for Papaspropoulos. He can't hold possession though. Jackalopes get it back out to center. 10 seconds to go on the power play for the Wranglers. Jackalopes play catch and will dump it down to Gons. He'll keep the play moving, and that will do it for the man advantage for the Wranglers. Morris over the offensive line, goes left side for a shot that goes wide. Papaspropoulos was looking for a goal, just couldn't find the net. His right will move left side over the Wrangler line to the middle, and good save by Gons on Cohen Belsterling to the line for a shot blocked out in front. Wranglers come away with the puck. Papaspropoulos left side, move to the neutral zone, dump it in. He's due for a change. We'll move towards the bench as the Wranglers get a fresh body on. Looks like there's going to be a delayed penalty on the Wranglers. Jackalopes have it right now. Sigurdsson to the bench. It's a 6-on-5 situation until the Wranglers touch up. Jackalopes just playing catch in their own zone, trying to play keep away from the Wranglers. Dunn finds Mitchell, left side, right, over the offensive line for Kristen, who races in below the goal line. Finds Benyon, and now the Wranglers will touch up. 5:17 to go in the first period. Just moments after the Wranglers had their first power play opportunity of the evening, the Jackalopes will get their chance coming right up. But going to the box for the Wranglers is Bryce Cooper. He gets 2 minutes for holding. .5:17 to go in the first period. Wranglers penalty kill unit will go out there, consisting of both Ivy brothers, Colin Doherty and Kyle DeMarco, as they will win that draw. Puck rolls to Luka Gons, and he will make no mistake and cover that puck up with 5:14 to go in the first. Just 2 seconds trickled off that penalty, so they'll just redo the draw again. This time the Jackalopes win it. They'll get it to Kristen. He'll take a shot. Blocked by Ben Ivy. He'll hack at the puck and get it to the neutral zone. Jackalopes regrouping, moving towards the right side. Benyon tries to go around Ben Ivy. Good defensive play by the Wranglers captain. Jacks come away with the puck though. Near side point, Mitchell finds Benyon. Back to the line for Mitchell. Benyon, near point, to the line for Mitchell, and he fumbles the puck. Goes over the blue line, and the Jackalopes will have to regroup here. Everybody comes out of the neutral in the offensive zone. They'll meet in the neutral zone and go back to work. But Colin Doherty picks up the loose puck, make that Kyle DeMarco, and the Jackalopes will have to once again regroup as the Wranglers' pesky penalty kill, putting in some good work. 1:08 to go in the penalty to Cooper. As the Wranglers will try and fire it out, held in by Dunn on the far wall, who'll move into the right side. Kadlasik to the line for Vardy. Move across to Rosenthal. Far circle. He will drift. Tries to find a centering pass for Dunn. Lances off his stick. Goes to the near corner. Right with the puck. Tries to go below the goal line. He does. Finds Kadlasik. Will get it to the near point for Vardy. Dunn. Near half wall. Goes below the goal line for Kadlasik. Finds Rosenthal, who move into the high slot, drift towards the line, move towards his right for Dunn, takes a shot, goes off a few sticks, and wide of Gons. Held in by Vardy. 17 seconds to go on the Jackalope power play. Kadlasik moves to the line, drifting towards his right, goes into the circle. He'll backpedal and find Kristen at the line. Moves towards his left, finds Vardy, back to Kristen. One-timer, save made by Gons. Second attempt goes wide. That'll do it for the penalty. Out of the box is Jack Ivy. Finds the puck. Cooper's out of the box. And the Jackalopes move left side over the offensive line. They go. Doherty. Left wing breakout. Finds Jack Ivy in the neutral zone. He'll backhand it deep into Odessa territory. Papadopoulos finds a bouncing puck in the offensive zone. The far wall. Pukanen will jam at it. Gets it to the line for DeMarco. Will go across for Doherty near side. He'll dump it in. Below the goal line. Finds Pukanen on his backhand. Topi Pukanen. Find Doherty at the line. He will push it further off the end wall. Finds Papadopoulos. Tries to center it to Pukanen. Glances off his skate. Be picked up by Wizenand. Spin away from pressure. Finds Smith, and the Jackalopes will exit their own zone. 2:18 to go in the first period. Harsh dumping goes off the end boards. Wranglers pick it up, get it back out to center. Jacks with possession now. They'll have to go break out on the attack, but glances off the linesman's skate, comes to the Wranglers. Papadopoulos will push it into the offensive zone. Vardy finds Patilla. Bank it off the right wing boards. Dump it into the Wranglers zone, and that'll be an icing on the Jackalopes with 1:53 to go in the first period. Wranglers lead 2-1 on goals from Colin Doherty and Connor McNaughton. Well, coming up in the first intermission, we'll have our first intermission report where we will recap all these scoring, some scores from around the league, and we will have Wranglers President of Hockey Operations and General Manager Harry Mahood on this show for a conversation here in the first intermission. So stick around for that. We'll all be coming up in the first intermission report. The offensive zone draw. Wranglers win it, get a shot on goal. Sigurdsson will make the save, and so we'll do the draw again with 1:50 to go in the first. Wranglers sending out that top line of Chunchkov, Ben Ivy, and Jack McDonald. So we await the drop of the puck for the face-off. And there we go. They drop it, and the Jackalopes win it. They'll move out of their own zone. Left side for Manlove. He will whack at it and get it into the Wranglers zone. Gone in with the puck on his stick. Find Chunchkov over the offensive line. Ben Ivy will dump it below the goal line. McDonald couldn't corral the puck. Comes to Hayden DeMars. Exit his own zone. Move left side. Looking for Tavare, who already has a goal in this game. Find DeMars below the goal line. Pressuring him is Trey Williams. Wranglers able to steal the puck away. Donald. Wranglers can't get out of their own zone. DeMars to the line for Kristen. Will move it further. Looking for DeMars, who appears to have lost his stick. Wranglers come away with the puck. They move quickly. They could have a 3-on-2. Ben Ivy, drop pass. McDonald back to Ivy. Into the middle. Just couldn't get a backhand shot off. Under a minute to go here in the first period. 45 seconds remain in the opening period. Doherty flips the puck into the offensive zone. McNaughton couldn't locate it. Looks like it's going to be an offside on the Wranglers with 35.3 seconds to go in the first. Shots are 13-7 in favor of the Wranglers. Wranglers are 3-1 when they outshoot their opponent. When they're outshot, they're 1-3-1. So Wranglers are certainly a better team when they're outshooting their opponent, and they've done a good job of doing that here this evening. McNaughton will take the draw against Pericelli. McNaughton comes with the puck on the draw, but they'll blow the play dead. We'll redo that one. Once again, it'll be McNaughton and Pericelli on the draw. The near circle of the Jackalope zone as you see it on NHL TV. Jackalopes win the loose puck. Bounce it to the neutral zone. Doherty corrals it, will bank it off the boards. Jackalopes will work it deep into the Wranglers zone. DeMarco with it, he'll leave it for Doherty. 16 seconds to go in period one. Wranglers looking for more though before time expires. Left side, they'll move in, take a shot. Glove down by Sigurdsson, and he'll hold with 10.2 to go in the first. Good look there from Roman Zapp. He was looking for his second goal of the season. He's got 1 goal and 7 assists for 8 points on the year so far in 9 games. So good start to the season for Roman Zapp. He's already got an assist in this game, so you know what? Check my math. Looks like he's up to 9 points on the year. He's got 1 goal and 8 assists. So that 8th assist ties him with Jack McDonald for the team lead in that clubhouse. It is off the draw. Wranglers can't hold the puck in at the blue line. Gone will backpedal, find Jack Ivy in the neutral zone. Wranglers looking for one more chance offensively, but they're not going to get it before time expires. That does it for the first period, with the Wranglers have a 2-1 lead off of goals from Colin Doherty and Connor McNaughton. The Odessa goal came from Christian Tavare. It's a 2-1 game after 20 minutes of play. Coming up next is the first intermission report on NHL TV and our YouTube audio feed.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to Wranglers Hockey. This is the first intermission report. I'm Guy Chiarenza alongside Harry Mahood, the president of hockey operations and general manager of the Amarillo Wranglers. Harry, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. It's fantastic to be here, and a super exciting promotion tonight with the cancer awareness and making strides against breast cancer and the Barbie jerseys. And I was fortunate because my wife and I took the movie in this summer, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Barbie movie, although I've heard really good things about it. My sisters went and saw it, and they seem to have enjoyed it.
Well, very, very clever movie, very well written. There's a lot of subtle jabs at the former toy maker Mattel and also us men. So it's a good movie, and they did a really great job with it.
That's
so it's
awesome.
a fun promotion.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice to see the fans here enjoying themselves. I mean, we had Lindsay Lane doing pregame festivities on the concourse. I mean, we got a bunch of fans wearing pink to support the cause for, of course, cancer awareness and, you know, finding a cure. And of course, the Barbie stuff is always fun because, I mean, you got those really nice specialty jerseys that the Wranglers are wearing here this evening. Those will be up for auction after the game. So a lot of cool stuff going on here. It seems like you've been very busy to start the season, transitioning from that head coaching role, moving into, of course, the president of hockey operations. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, you know, when Austin and I started working on the team a few years ago, and I said to him, you know, it's just my belief that one of the things that we should do is you should really think about building a sustainable program that has a view on the long term. And you need to look around the world today, and you need to start examining all the top organizations and how they operate. And you know, it is really difficult to have a competitive edge in any sport, and especially in the North American Hockey League, if you're not organized properly. And that means you need to have a lot of people that are all pulling on the rope with you, because what can happen in this league is you can be a lonely coach trying to do it all by yourself, and it's very difficult to compete against some of these big organizations like Lone Star and Shreveport. They're big money organizations. They got a lot of people. They got a lot of competent people. So to be able to match that every day, you really need to organize yourself that way. So that was the big step toward that, so we can get building out the total infrastructure of hockey operations, which requires a lot of eyes and a lot of people involving, you know, recruiting this international talent that you see on the ice here this year with the Wranglers. So to me, it's all about continued growth to the future of the program.
You talk about kind of just basing yourself off of other organizations. I mean, what are a few organizations that you kind of look for as just kind of model franchises that you kind of just build the Wranglers up here?
Well, I think what you want to do is you really want to look at the best sporting organizations in the world and how they're organized. And so for our sport, that's the National Hockey League. And if you look at a team that just won the Stanley Cup, you look at the structure there of the Vegas Golden Knights. They have a president of hockey operations. They have a general manager. They have a head coach. They have 5 assistant coaches. They've got strength coaches and nutritional coaches and sports psychologists. And they've got a director of player personnel. They got a head scout, and they got 15 international scouts. You know, and this is what it takes to be successful at the highest level. So on each side of the business, you need to have that on the hockey side, and then all the fantastic that, you know, your side of the business does on a daily basis. You don't have these fantastic nights like the Barbie promotion and everything else that's coming forward next weekend. It looks super exciting without all of that work that goes on, you know, kind of in the shadows. So, you know, there's a lot of good modeling out there, and sure enough, you know, all sorts of teams are beginning to do that in the NHL. Pittsburgh Penguins just did that. They hired Kyle Dubas away from the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he's the new president of hockey operations in Pittsburgh. And so these are just steps you have to take to be able to compete at the highest possible level and have a successful business on and off the ice. So it'll be exciting to let it grow, and it's really exciting for me as a former coach to see 2 really great young coaches with Ryan and Connor Yanni there. You know, they're in a position where I was at that age, looking to kind of get going. And I always look back when I started out, I didn't have a lot of support, so I was trying to figure it out all by myself. So the other big idea is to really support them, not just with players, But, you know, in hockey and in sport, I think the best ideas win all the time. And you need really smart people around you every day to look at video and talk about the humanistic side of kids and everything else to be able to put it together. And this time of the season for the hockey team is very stressful because we're still in that, you know, it's all in the new part of the season where everybody's trying to find their place on the team, and there's a lot of anxiety, and the coaches are getting to know everybody. But it's a 100-day process in just about any level of junior hockey. So it's a lot of work that goes into it every day, and it's exciting. I love to see hockey rock and rolling again here in Amarillo like it was 12 years ago when we won the national championship. It's very rewarding to see it back there again.
Yeah, I mean, Wranglers looking to get back to that point here this season. I mean, we've got some really good pieces here, and you kind of touched on it with that international talent. I mean, you got a guy like Topi Pukkanen, who's from Finland. He's been performing very, very well to start the season. Got a few guys from Canada. Of course, you got the Germans and Zapp and Gons, who's playing here tonight. And just kind of take me through that scouting process of finding that talent, either overseas or up in Canada.
Yeah, well, hockey, like everything, is a world of relationships. And you know, I played professionally in Germany. I coached professionally in Germany. And sure enough, 2 years ago, my phone rang. Former colleague or somebody I played with in Germany said, "Hey, we have, you know, some players that played for the U18 German national program. They have great interest to, you know, come over and play and whatnot." And so through those relationships, and same thing with Topi, you know, it really is just a wonderful world of relationships to, you know, people introducing you to their players as well as scouting. And, you know, for us in Topi, he was a key acquisition for us. It was because last year we had a very special player in Chase Davis, our captain. And he was a big 6'4", full speed ahead, hard hitting, hard playing centerman, and a driving force on our team. And if I had any big concern about our team this season, it was trying to find a player in that type of mold that could provide what he did to our team, because it was so integral to our success last year, having Chase in our program. And so when we identified Topi, I was really excited about, you know, when he accepted the invitation to come and play for us, and he has not disappointed. He's been a very dynamic and exciting player for us, and the fans are going to love him this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think already the fans seem to have just really embraced him, and he really seems to have embraced this team early on. I mean, it can't be easy coming from Finland to America to come play and just really just hit it right off the bat like he has. He seems to have been playing very well. You look at the Wranglers here, 2-1 game here in the first period. Seems like they got off to a hot start, something that they didn't really do too well against Lone Star last weekend. Really got it off to a slow start last evening against the Jackalopes. Seems like they're faring much better here this evening. I think there are some of the keys for the game here for the Wranglers moving into the second period.
Well, one thing about this league that is, I think, stood the test of time is that they're very fragile ecosystems, these hockey teams. And it doesn't take much to knock you off of the direction you're going. And so last weekend, you know, you're fighting a couple of injuries there with Trey Williams and Bryce Cooper. And on the next thing you know, you're missing two veteran defensemen. You know, and then the next thing you know, you've got your captain getting in the fight, and he's in the penalty box. And, you know, so you just go through these little bumps along the way. And it's a lot like, I don't know if you play golf, guy, but it's a lot like when you play golf. You got to manage your game all the way around the golf course so you don't shoot 110 out there. And this is, you know, all the things that every team goes through, and that's certainly a bit of time. So always being really mindful. But this time of the season is really like, you know, part of the organization where you're really trying to, you know, it's a big socialization time where all the players are getting to know each other, and certainly there, you know, there's a language of hockey out there. So these are all just the normal growing pains of all the teams that are moving forward here. And we could be 10-0 right now, or we could be 2-8, whatever. It's quite interesting when you watch it all. But these coaches are doing a great job, and this program these kids are just going to continue to grow. And they just have to continue to be more focused on what they're doing, less focused on what other teams are trying to do and build their game, and they're doing a great job with that.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the start of the season, and really it seems like there's a lot of a knee-jerk reaction from fans when they see the Wranglers kind of towards the bottom of the South Division. But I mean, they played the least amount of games out of anybody in the division. Still very early on. You talk about the teams kind of just finding their groove, really learning to meet each other, understand the way the team plays. I mean, I've always said that it really around Christmas time is where you start to see teams really separate themselves from the pack, kind of know who's who. Would you say that's accurate? I mean, you saw this team after that Christmas break go on a big run. Of course, the win streak to make the playoffs last season. I mean, would you say that holds true?
Well, I think you can grow through the season, but the real kind of little secret, and you can talk about it throughout your broadcast, and you're about to see it next weekend, is that a lot of times your record reflects your strength of schedule. So El Paso started the season off playing an expansion team 3 times, and they were quickly 3-0. You know, and so if you're not playing Lone Star, Shreveport, and New Mexico at the front part of your schedule, you don't really know where you're at with everything. You know, and we have Lone Star 8 times, and so you know teams like El Paso, they haven't played Lone Star. So when you're playing Shreveport, Lone Star, Amarillo, New Mexico, the teams that are perennially at the top of the league, those are not easy weekends. And if you can knock those teams off and sweep them, boy, it goes a long way in the playoffs. So you're right, the standings are rarely indicative of what's really going on in the division. Now we play Oklahoma 5 times, you know, coming up. And it's the most ridiculous type of schedule. And you know what? They're one of the top teams, obviously. Even though they lost a lot of players, they got a really smart coach, some great returning players. They got their returning goalies back. So there's 5 tough games, and no one else had to play the league champs 5 times in a row. So yeah, for when you're a coach and you're inside the locker room every day, you have to keep your story straight, because these are all the challenges that face you all the time, and you have to have really good perspective, and you have to be able to sustain that whole thing across the 60 games. And that's why you're a team like we had last year at the end of the season are going, wow, hey, we're still in this. You know, we can beat all these teams. And, you know, to me, that all just comes together. So you can't get too discouraged in this league when you go through tough stretches. You got to quickly reset and get hard back at it. And the hardest game to win in the North American Hockey League is Saturday night. So you can win this game. If these kids can continue on and going on, it's a really good sign, because usually what happens is Friday night there's a lot of jitters, or the team that's coming into play has had a long bus trip or this type of thing. Saturday, the coaches get after the kids pretty good on Saturday. They're at the hotel and everybody's rested. And these games are always the best game in the North American Hockey League. So when you can start seeing good signs on Saturday night, it really means a lot to your team. So kids are off to a good start tonight.
It's very interesting that you talk about that. I mean, you think about the Wranglers and really just junior hockey in general. I mean, these are guys that are very, very young. They're developing their careers. They're still really learning as they transition from junior to pro. So, I mean, you think about a team like the Wranglers, a team that really has shown a lot of maturity early on in the season, I think. Really a team that stands up for each other, a very, very gritty team, and you really have to be that way in the South Division. But it seems like when you pick a fight with one Wrangler, you pick a fight with the whole team. And so it looks like the Wranglers are really a tight-knit group here early on in the season.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to build that culture the last 2 years, and I'm really excited that that's all continued. And these kids they have a lot of pride. We call this is the zone of proximal development for kids. And for the owner and for everybody that does this, that's the name of the game around here. Of course, everybody wants to win, but we want to see these people grow as young men and then get to college and have the best life possible. That's what we're all about. So thanks for having me tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Harry.
All right.
And we'll see you around.
Yeah,
Thanks
we'll
for
see you
joining
next
the show.
time.
Thanks. That's Harry Mahood, President of Hockey Operations. Thanks for coming on to the show, Harry. For the first intermission, his second period action is underway, as Wranglers will dump it into the offensive zone. Jackalopes will move in offensively. They'll dump it around, comes to the near side wall of the line. Shot is taken, goes off the end wall. Battle for it along the boards. Far side corner of the Wranglers zone. Wranglers come away with the puck. Zap will move up into the neutral zone, gains center red, and moving to the offense zone, finds McNaughton. Zap tumbles and goes into the net. It looks like we got an arm raised. We'll see what comes out of all this. Like there is going to be a penalty. Tavari will go to the box. Looks like the Wranglers are going to go on the power play. They're 0 for 1 so far. It's going to be 2 minutes for cross-checking. Off the ensuing draw, the Jackalopes are able to send it back down to Luka Gons. Fresh sheet of ice out there. We're only a minute into the second period. Swinging out left side is Jack Ivey. He'll drop it off for Gani. He'll go across to Ben Ivey, moving along the near side. He'll gain the offensive line. Work it back up to the line for Gani. Goes across for McDonald. Far circle. Finds Ben Ivey on the opposite side. Up to the line, Ghanaian. Jack Ivey now spinning away from pressure. Gets it back to the line for Ghanaian. Across, Ben Ivey tries to go back to Jack. Jackalopes able to get a defensive stick on it though. Wranglers retain possession. Wranglers go point to point to the far side for Jack Ivey. Back to the line, Nolan Ghanaian holds it in. Ghanaian shoots and it goes wide of the net. Picked up by Ben Ivey on the near side. He'll drift to the line. Move into the slot, drop pass, find Jack Ivey. Go near side for Ghanaian. To the line for Ivey who takes a shot. It's blocked by the Jackalopes, and they'll pick up the loose puck and send it back down. 55 seconds to go on the penalty. Wranglers feeling some pressure in their own zone. Left side, Pukanen gains center red, now Odessa blue. He'll go across for a shot that goes wide. Jack Ivey just missed the net. Held in at the line by Papaspropoulos. He'll backhand it to Jack Ivey, far point. Go back to the line for Papaspropoulos. They'll drop it to Ghanaian near points. They'll work it below the goal line. Now back to the circle for McDonald. Go around the net. Move along to the far side wall. He'll cycle around. Finds Papaspropoulos high slot. He'll drop it for Ghanaian. 14 seconds to go on the power play. Jack Ivey for a shot, and he scores! Jack Ivey capitalizes on the power play. Wranglers lead 3-1. Jack Ivey picks up his 9th goal of the year as the Wranglers extend their lead to 2. Jack Ivey with his 9th of the season from Papaspropoulos, and Gagnon on the power play gives the Wranglers the 3-1 lead. 17:20 to go in the second period. The Wranglers are in good shape. Smiles all around here at the Budweiser bullpen as off the ensuing draw. Wranglers looking for more. They'll gain center red. Fired around to the near side wall for Zap. He'll move below the goal line. Jack Ivey gets a loud applause from the Budweiser bullpen crowd. Left side, Morris gains Odessa blue. On his backhand, will center a pass that goes through everybody. DeMarco unable to hold it in. Potential 2-on-1 developing here for the Jackalopes. Left side, they'll mow across for a shot by Dunn. Big save by Gons. Oh, they tried to go cross crease on the German netminder, but he was able to get a pad and on it and make the save. Jackalopes back into the offensive zone. The puck hops up out of play. Get a stoppage with 16:27 to go in the second period. Big save by Luka Gons on the 2-on-1, keeps it a 3-1 game in favor of the Wranglers. Shots are 18-8 in favor of Amarillo. Jacks at center ice. It stood up at the Wrangler blue line. Vi Pollen in the fray for the Wranglers. Ivanov will pitch it over the blue line and dump it in. Picking it up for the Wranglers is Gagnon. He'll gain the center ice logo and dump it in. He goes off for a change. On comes McRoberts and Cooper. As the Jackalopes break out right side. Pass too far ahead. Comes to Cooper. He'll go D-to-D for McRoberts. Wranglers unable to corral it in the neutral zone. Teams trading possession here. Jackalopes doing some dumping and chasing. Pericelli deep in the offensive zone sends Cooper to the ground. No penalty. Cooper back on his feet. We'll move it right side for McNaughton. The first Wrangler goal scorer will gain center red and dump it in. Make that Morley Phillips on the play. 21, not 27. Jackalopes dump the puck in. Out to play it is Gons. Big hit on Cooper in the open ice below the goal line. Wranglers looking for a penalty on that play. Not going to get it. It might have been cross-checking. Jackalopes high slot. Mitchell takes a shot. Blocked by DeMarco. Jacks hold the puck in at the line. Comes to Tavare, far side. Goes below the goal line. Goes past to Mars. Picking up the loose puck is Tommy Chunchikov, and he'll quickly move along the right wing. Chunchikov will move it right side. It's caught up between a pack of Jackalopes. Helping out is McDonald. Pinned up against the near half wall. Comes loose to DeMars. You'll find Tavare in the neutral zone. Jackalopes will dump it in. Big hit by Chunchikov on Tavare just after he dumped the puck in. Jackalopes took offense to that as Ben Ivy moves into the offensive zone. Tries to shimmy around the defense, and a shot by the Wranglers captain is swallowed up by Sigurdsson. 14:30 to go in the second period. Good look from the Wranglers captain, looking to add to the 2-goal lead. But Sigurdsson was able to make the save. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Wranglers. Out there offensively is that second line of Papaspropoulos, Pukkanen, and Jack Ivy. Gagnon and Williams out there defensively for the Wranglers. Wiesenen will take the draw for Odessa. I think we've got a little bit of a hold up here. They'll do some explaining over the Odessa bench, and now looks like they're given the green light to proceed with play. Papaspropoulos off the draw, comes to Gagnon at the line for a shot by Williams that just goes wide. Wranglers are able to hold it in. Pukkanen will send it to the wall. Jackalopes come away with the puck. They'll move left side into the offensive zone. Here comes Strandberg. Sends one through the crease and back out to center. Kristen will regroup for Odessa. Left side, Wranglers able to pick off a pass in the neutral zone. Wranglers can't take the puck. Here comes Odessa. Move over Wranglers blue. Wrap it around below the goal line. The far side wall. They'll try and send it back up to the line. Splits the D. Odessa will regroup at center. Turning over the puck now. Here comes Jack Ivy. Centering pass for Pukkanen. And he scores! Topi Pukkanen makes it 4-1. And the Wranglers are rolling. Wranglers are able to take the turnover at neutral ice and send it the other way. They find Topi Pukkanen in the low slot. The Wranglers' 4th goal of the evening. Jack Ivy picks up the only assist on the goal. It's now a multi-point game for Ivy and Pukkanen, each with a goal and an assist. Talked about Topi Pukkanen a little bit with Harry Mahood in the first intermission, and he is not disappointed. As Topi Pukkanen has picked up his 7th goal of the year for the Wranglers. He's been an excellent addition to this team. Seems like he's developed a lot of chemistry with Jack Ivey. It's that Wranglers second line connecting for 2 goals here in the second period. Off the draw, Jackalopes get the puck, move right side. Vardy will retreat to the comforts of his own zone, being pressured by Roman Zapp. Just chip it to the neutral zone. Wranglers poking and prodding at it, making life difficult for the Jackalopes. Dunn in on the forecheck for Odessa. Wranglers looking to steal the puck away, and they do. Comes to Zapp, left wing, picks his head up, finds McNaughton into the offensive zone. Connor McNaughton to the goal, and he just couldn't get it past. Looks like Belay. They've replaced Sigurdsson. As up the line, DeMarco takes a shot, goes wide of the goal. Zapp picks up the puck. Doherty at the line goes point to point for DeMarco. The near half wall, Roman Zapp tries to center it. The puck goes up and out of play. So it looks like after that 4th goal for the Wranglers, Quentin Sigurdsson's night is over. It'll be Maxime Belay, goaltender from St. Louis, Missouri, for the Jackalopes now. For Belay, as far as I'm concerned, this is his first action as a Jackalope, as far as my research tells me. He's been thrust into this game as the Wranglers will head to the power play here. Thomas Manzella gets 2 minutes for hooking. 12:51 to go in the first period. So for the Wranglers, excellent opportunity to increase their lead. For Belay, he just got thrust into a game, and now life is about to get difficult with a Wranglers power play that's already connected for a goal in this game. Off the draw, Jackalopes take the puck, send it down to Gons. He's able to paddle the puck down, keep play moving. He'll find Gagnon. Wranglers patient on their approach. Gagnon gains center red, drop pass for Ben Ivey. He'll move near side for Jack Ivey. Centering pass, just couldn't find the stick of his brother Ben. Puck comes back onto the neutral zone. Jack Ivey with it once again. He'll gain Odessa blue. Drop pass for Puukkonen. Near side, Topi Puukkonen on his backhand. Twist to his forehand. Finds Ben Ivey at the half wall. Out the point, Gagnon goes across for Jack Ivey, far side. He'll spin away from some pressure. Ivey walking the line, finds Gagnon, fakes the shot, goes to Ben Ivey, near circle. Centering pass goes through a bunch of bodies, finds Gagnon at the line. Drop pass for Jack Ivey, across for Ben. Back to Jack, takes a shot and a save made by Belay. Puukkonen racing after the puck in the near corner. Puck up for grabs along the near half wall. 51 seconds to go on the power play. Puck comes to Jack Ivey. Centering pass, diving attempt from McDonald is saved by Belay, and the puck is blown dead as the net has come off its pegs with 11:34 to go in the second period. 44 seconds to go on the power play. Wranglers swarming the Jackalopes in their own zone like a pack of vultures looking for more. Really, this is what we saw in Lone Star from the Wranglers on the power play. Just did a lot of really good things, just weren't able to connect. Seems like finally now here against the Jackalopes, the Wranglers are getting rewarded for their efforts. They have a power play goal already in this game. Looking to get a second here. They still got 44 seconds to do so on this attempt. Zapp out there to take the draw for the Wranglers. Draw is one. Williams gets it to DeMarco. He'll move to the high slot. Takes a shot. Oh, he just rang the dinner bell off the post. DeMarco sends it below the goal line. Wranglers lose possession. Jackalopes will send it back down to Gons. Oh, boy. Kyle DeMarco just inches away from the Wranglers' 5th goal. Offensively now, Papaspropoulos near circle. Picks his head up, finds a trailer. It's Williams. He'll send it back to Papaspropoulos. Moves to the circle below the goal line. Trying to go back to Alex. Hits a stick. Goes along to the far side wall. There's dump below the goal line. Comes to Odessa. Held in at the line on the clearing attempt by Williams. Near side back to the line. DeMarco takes another shot. Save made by Belay. Puck is loose. Shot in the score. Alex Papaspropoulos makes it a 5-1 game. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party. The Wranglers have a 5-1 lead. Wranglers just swarming the puck like a pack of vultures, circling around in the Odessa zone. And they are rewarded for their efforts. I don't believe that will be a power play goal. It looks like it'll be a 5-on-5 goal. It just came as the penalty was expiring. It's Papaspropoulos from DeMarco and Williams to make a 5-1 game for the Wranglers, just about the midway point of the game. And offensively, McDonald diving, tries to get it to Chunchikov. Jackalopes intercept the puck. Wranglers once again applying some pressure offensively. Wranglers with the puck in the neutral zone. Chunchikov gains Odessa blue. Finds McDonald, return pass, Ben Ivy in the middle takes a shot. Save made by Belay. Wranglers holding at the line. Shot by Cooper is blockered away by Belay. McDonald has it on his stick. Forehand, centers it. Belay juggles it, comes to the stick of Dunn. He will get it back up to the line, but not out. Wranglers send it in deep. Belay out to play it. On his forehand, moves it to the near corner. Wranglers once again holding it at the line. McRoberts drifting down low, loses it to the Jackalopes, and this time Odessa will get the clear. 9:44 to go in the second period. Big hit on Cooper by Dunn. Looks like he's feeling the force of that one, as he will gingerly move towards the bench. He'll blow the play dead. Arm is raised. 9:31 to go in the second period. Some tempers flaring here. Jacob Miller getting in the fray. They will direct him towards the penalty box. And for the moment, he's the only player on either side in the penalty box. We'll see if anything else happens here. Like after the hit on Cooper, just chaos ensued. It's going to be 2 minutes on Jacob Miller for head contact. 9:31 to go in the second period. So Wranglers go to the penalty kill here. Odessa trying to make up some ground. They're down by 4. But they've got a lot of time left in the game. 9:31 to go in the second period. The draw will be along the near circle of the Wranglers zone. Wranglers win it, get it to the corner where they'll spin around to the far side. Ben Ivy picks up the puck and will send it all the way down to Belay. These Wranglers get a clear on the opening stages of the penalty kill. Kristen, left side for Mitchell. He'll work it in deep. Doherty picks up the puck and slams it back out to the neutral ice and then some. Puck comes back to Belay, who will come well out of his crease to play it. He'll leave it for Kristen. 30 seconds already gone off the Odessa power play. Left side, they'll dump it in, goes off the end wall. Puck squeaks to Ivanov, who takes a shot, rides up a stick. Goes to the near side wall. Jackalopes trying to cycle around here on the man advantage at the line. Christing goes far side. Mitchell, top of the circle, tries to go across for Benyon. Jacks get it to the line. Now back to Mitchell, far circle. Takes a shot pad saved by Gons. Puck is picked up by Jack Ivey. He'll carry it out of his own zone. Gains center red. Find Ben Ivey. He moves in offensively. Tries to drop it back for Jack. But the Jackalopes are able to steal the puck away. They'll move in offensively. Benyon backhand goes over the goal. Good look for Odessa as they try and gain some ground here, down by 4 at the line. Vardy move towards his left, find Benyon to his right. He'll take a shot. It's blocked by Doherty. He'll feel the force of that one. He'll shake it off and stay out there for the Wranglers on the penalty kill. Kadlacik over the red line, gets it poked away by Ben Ivey. Good defensive play on the shorthanded play by Ben Ivey. 14 seconds to go on the Odessa power play. Puck is pinned up along the Wranglers' end wall. Puck squeaks out to Dunn along the far point. Go near side for a shot by Vardy that's blocked by Ben Ivey. Loose puck, jammed at, hits the side of the net. We're back to 5-on-5 with 7:26 to go in the second period. Wraparound attempt, stuffed by Gons. Puck is loose in the high slot. Turning shot, swallowed up by Gons. And after the whistle, some pushing and shoving. Dunn took a shot on Doherty. He went to the ice. He gets back up and now has a few words and some shoving as a return. A little bit of a thank you gift from Colin Doherty as he sends it right back into the face of the Jackalopes. As I was saying, with Wranglers President of Hockey Operations and General Manager Harry Mohood in the first intermission report, seems like it's a tight-knit group the Wranglers are. When you mess with one, you mess with them all. Odessa certainly learning that very quickly in this weekend series. Looks like we're going to stay 5-on-5 here. Draw will remain in the Wranglers zone to the right of Gons. Wranglers lead 5-1. 3 of those goals coming in the second period. Off the draw, Wranglers win it. Comes to the stick of Ghanaian. He will lift it into the offensive zone. Puck trickles to Belay, and he'll hold and cover with 7:10 to go in the second period. That will send us to our midway point media timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Wranglers Hockey Network, where the Wranglers lead 5-1 on NHL TV and YouTube.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Wranglers Hockey Network, where the Wranglers have a 5-1 lead over the Jackalopes on Barbie Night. Offensive explosion in the second period. Wranglers got 3 goals, one coming from Jack Ivey on the power play, then Topi Pukkanen got one, and Alex Papaspropoulos with the most recent goal. 10:51 to go in the second period to make it 5-1. And we're having a party here at the Budweiser bullpen on Barbie Night. Jackalopes push the puck back out to center, right side. Belsterling gains the Wranglers line, takes a shot, goes up a stick, goes into the protective netting. We've got a stoppage with 6:56 to go in the second period. Well, After a few tight defensive battles against the Lone Star Brahmas last weekend, and another really close, low-scoring battle against the Jackalopes yesterday evening, the Wranglers once again found their scoring touch with 5 goals already here in this one, and really that's something that pleases the fans, as everybody likes to see goals, especially when they're on the Wranglers side of things. Although who doesn't like a good low-scoring defensive battle? As Wranglers are able to pick up the puck in their own zone, Christian will chop it back in before it could reach the blue line. Wranglers move to the right side. Puck goes all the way down to the Odessa zone. No icing. Applying the forecheck is Roman Zapp. He'll fish the puck out. Naughton trying to come away with it. Good forecheck by the Wranglers here. Puck rolls to Luke Morris. Can't hold it in at the line as Odessa was prodding at it. Big hit in front of the Odessa bench. I mean, Roberts, the recipient of that. And afterwards, looks like we got a fight. Belsterling and looks like Luke Morris is in there for the Wranglers. Morris throwing a few haymakers. Bunch of lefties from Luke Morris as Belsterling has turtled up and he gets some help from the officials. Luke Morris throwing the punches here late in the second period and gets a good ovation here from the Budweiser bullpen crowd. It was just one punch after another from Morris. As he will get 5 for fighting. Everybody loves a good fight every now and then. Wranglers seem to have their fair share of those. Luke Morris took offense to the big hit on McRoberts in front of the Jackalope bench. Cohen Belsterling, the recipient of the fury of Luke Morris. Morris will be taken off, and he will get a loud ovation from the Amarillo crowd. Belsterling will also go off. Sometimes it's 5 minutes for fighting, and sometimes they'll add an extra 10 minutes. I've been told that that's at the discretion of the officials. Not super consistent. It's just really whatever they feel like calling, but looks like by all indications that may be the case for both guys. Still waiting for an official word on what exactly the call is. So it looks like 5 minutes for Morris, and it looks like they're each going to get 10 minutes in misconduct time, so suspicions were correct. As Wranglers win the neutral zone draw, Divine Apollon will push it into the offensive zone. He'll chase after it. Along with him is Maury Phillips. Big hit on the far side wall. Jackalopes go the other way, though. Moving towards the net, save made by Gon. Strickling puck in the high slot. Dave made. And he'll go below the goal line. Wranglers fish it back out and get it to the neutral zone. This looks like Divine Apollon wants to drop the gloves. And Christian Tavares said, nope, I'm good. And Divine Apollon will chase after him. And chaos ensues in front of the Jackalopes bench. Gloves are dropped, and now everybody's just throwing punches. Morley Phillips is doing battle with Trevor Mitchell. Phillips with a few good punches in. They're still jousting. Phillips has got him in a bear hug. McRoberts joins the fray. Doherty getting a few punches in on it looks like Manzella. Colin Doherty still going. Good right hooks there from Colin Doherty. Wraps up Manzella. It looks like McRoberts going with Puricelli. He'll send him to the ground. As Divine Apollon's getting around with a smile on his face. He's trying to go with Manzella. The linesman saying, no, I think you're done. As they will escort Divine Apollon out of the building. but not before another loud ovation from the Amarillo crowd. All of that started because Divine Apollon wanted to fight man, I believe it was Christian Tavare. Tavare shook away from Apollon saying, no, you know what, I'm good. I don't really want to do that. As he shied away from the fight, just tried to go back to the bench. Apollon chased after him. Jackalopes saw that, and then just chaos ensued afterwards. And there is going to be a lot of sorting things out to do as officials will get up to the scorer's table and try and come up with a solution to all of this. What is for certain, though, is it has been an excellent night on Barbie Night for the Wranglers, offensively and defensively. 5-1 is the score for the Wranglers, but look at the shot count. 27-11 for the Wranglers. Just absolutely dominating the Jackalopes offensively. And it's very well welcomed by the Wranglers and their fans. If they seem to struggle offensively against a really solid defensive team in the Lone Star Brahmins last weekend. Saw flashes of greatness last night against the Jackalopes, and really broken out here this evening. An offensive explosion for the Wranglers. 3 goals coming in the second period. While we're waiting on the official word here, might as well do a scoring recap, although we'll do that again in the second intermission. It was Wranglers getting the party started, 13:56 to go in the first period. Colin Doherty gets his first goal of the season from Pukkanen and DeMarco, but just 33 seconds after that, the Jackalopes would respawn. Christian Tavare picks up the goal. On the assists, it was Charlie Smith and Theodore Manlove on the game-tying goal. But ever since then, it's been all Wranglers. 9:53 to go in the first period. Connor McNaughton got his second goal of the year. Assist going to Roman Zapp to give the Wranglers a 2-1 lead. They took that lead into the first intermission, and then in the second, the Wranglers just poured it on. On the power play, Jack Ivey picks up his 9th goal of the year from Papaspropoulos and Gagnon to make it 3-1. 13:46 left in the second period. Pukkanen picks up his 6th goal of the year. Assist going to Jack Ivey. And then 10:51 to go in the second period. It was Papaspropoulos scoring his 3rd goal of the season from DeMarco and Williams to make it a 5-1 game for the Wranglers. And that's where we stand so far, as looks like Divine Apollon's been given 4 minutes on the in-arena scoreboard. For the moment, although it looks like still got some more penalties to add here. Usually when this happens, you get a bit of a break, fans start dancing around, and everybody's having a good time. As the captains for both respective clubs are getting an explanation. Wranglers head coach Ryan Anderson eagerly waiting on the Wranglers bench saying, okay, I'd like an explanation, please. .5:43 to go in the second period when we return to live action here. But the building is certainly buzzing here tonight for Barbie Night. And really has been a successful evening for the Wranglers and their fans, as product on the ice has been as advertised. And afterwards, the Wranglers will be auctioning off their game-worn Barbie jerseys. Looks like now the coaches will be getting an explanation. I will await mine so I can relay that to you. Make sure you follow the Wranglers on all of our social media channels. We're on YouTube, we're on X, formerly known as Twitter. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, so go give the Wranglers a follow as you stay up to date with everything that's happening with the Amarillo Wranglers. And of course, you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel, catch our live audio feeds if you can't make it on NHL TV. And of course, check out Wranglers Weekly, our new show that comes out on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Central. As it looks like Rosenthal will be leaving the game early for the moment. He's escorted to the Odessa tunnel. Interesting development there. Wranglers fans still very, very loud. It's been a bit of a lengthy delay as they sort out that mess that occurred. Seemed like ages ago now. But I can't blame them. A lot of sorting out to be done. Want to make sure that they get it right. And, you know, fair justice is served. Something like that. I think at this point they're going to have to start pulling out a pen and paper to keep track of all this. Looks like they got a clipboard down there. Got everything written down. So far, the only penalty on the board is 4 minutes to Divine Apollon. Ryan Anderson getting an explanation from the head linesman, or a head official. Looks like Colin Doherty is being escorted out, and he will receive a loud applause from the crowd. Jackalopes have already started to move towards the far circle of the Wranglers zone. As it stands right now, there's only 2 players on the ice for the Wranglers, and that's the Ivy brothers. Now Kyle DeMarco and Henry Rick Roberts will jump over the bench. So, looks like after all that, a couple of 10-minute misconducts likely to Doherty and Apollon. Rosenthal also ejected out, probably to Velsterling as well. Looks like it's going to be a 4-minute power play for the Jackalopes after everything is said and done. Wranglers win the defensive zone draw and will dump it down to Belay. And so the Jackalopes will get to work on the man advantage. Right side, Kadlacik gets it to the line for Vardy. Back to Kadlacik, gains the circle, takes a shot. It's blocked out in front by Jack Ivy. Jackalopes have to retreat to neutral ice. They'll move left side now. Wrap it around the boards. Comes along to the far side. Wranglers beat it in the corner and send it down to Odessa territory. Trevor Mitchell will patiently start the breakout from behind his zone net. He'll swing out left, finds Kristen. He'll move the puck over the blue line, tap it into the offensive zone. Quick to jump on it is McRoberts, tried to slap it out, held in by Odessa for the moment. And a second attempt by Chunchikov is able to send the puck down to the Jackalope zone. Good penalty kill here so far for the Wranglers. 2:47 to go on the 4-minute penalty to Divine Apollon. Right side, DeMars tries to slide around Trey Williams. Good play defensively by Trey. He'll direct the puck to the end wall, flip it to McNaughton. He'll move left side and send it diagonally into the Jackalope zone. Wranglers get a change on the penalty kill. Kristen will move from behind his zone net for the Jackalopes. Move it left wing for Mitchell. Gains center red and fires it in around the boards to the far side for DeMars. He'll work it below the goal line. Chop it to the near corner for DeMarco to handle. And he will send it back down as the Wranglers, again, kill some time off the penalty. Like the first half of the Apollon penalty is over. 2 minutes to go on the Odessa power play. Vardy gains center red. Stops at the Wrangler blue line. Goes across for Patzilla. He'll button hook along the near wall. Send it below the goal line. Thomas Wright trades possession with Kadlasik. Work it up to the line for Vardy. Move to the near point for a shot that's blocked by Pukkanen. Puck loose in the neutral zone. Jackalopes able to regain possession. Vardy trying to spin away from the aggressive forecheck of Pukkanen. Excellent work shorthanded by Topi Pukkanen, applying the forecheck there for the Wranglers. Odessa left side. Lasik gets it to the line. Shot by Vardy. Hits a stick. Goes to the far corner. Odessa regains possession. Right. Spins below the goal line. Puck pops up in the air to pop fly. Glove down. Move it to the line for Mitchell. Left side. Shot by Christian. Fans on it. Second attempt. Gets it to the blue paint. Wranglers swarm the puck and get it back out to center. Good awareness there from Jack Ivey to break up that chance. 49 seconds to go on the Odessa power play. They'll try once more. Right side. DeMars gains Wranglers blue. Gets stood up defensively by McRoberts. The Wranglers pick up the puck and send it back down to Belai. 30 seconds to go on the Odessa power play. Maybe one last chance here as DeMars tries to slide around a defender. Left side, works it below the goal line. Puck in the near corner of the Wranglers zone. Pinned up against that yellow line that runs along the boards. Wranglers come away with it, and they will dump it back down to the Jackalope zone. Stretch pass up ahead. Jackalopes can't handle it at the blue line. Turnover out in front. Benyon trying to get a shot away. Excellent defensive play by Williams to not even let him get the shot attempt off. And that'll do it for the penalty. We're back to 5-on-5 here in Amarillo. Wranglers dump it in. Waving off the icing with the race is Chunchakov. Comes to Trace Day. He'll try and center it. Puck rolls back to him. McCrowd at the half wall. Gets some help from McNaughton. McRoberts towards the goal. Puck is bouncing around like a ping pong ball on ice. And the Wranglers wrap it around. Chunchakov on the wraparound attempt. Save made by Belai. Jackalopes escape more pressure as they move back out to the neutral zone. Drop pass. Smith at the far point. Get some help from Mitchell to move it into the Wranglers zone. But Amarillo picks up the puck, gains the red line, and they'll dump it in. As we're under a minute to go here in the second period. Strandberg over Wranglers blue. Will dump it in. Finds Dunn. Centering pass for Manlove, and he scores. So Theodore Manlove makes it a 5-2 hockey game. So the Jacks cut the Wrangler lead to 3 with 40.8 to go. In the second period. Just one of those plays where the Jackalopes are able to cycle the puck around. And from the far corner, center it into Manlove, who was all alone and was able to beat Luka Gons for the Jackalopes' second goal of the evening. Wranglers will look to exit their own zone. Turnover right with it. Takes a shot. Blocked out in front. Gons comes well out of his crease to snag that one like an outfielder in a baseball diamond. Get a stoppage of play with 24.1 to go in the second period. So now the Wranglers lead 5-2. The Jacks get the most recent goal after 4 unanswered by the Wranglers. And goal coming from Theodore Manlove. Assist going to Cameron Dunn. It's Svante Strandberg late in the second period. Off the defensive zone draw, Wranglers can't get it out. Dunn in the slot takes a shot. Pad save by Gons. Second attempt, can't make it to the middle. Get it to Dunn. He fans on the shot attempt. Jackalopes trying to work back up to the blue line, but it glances off the skate of Kristen. He'll retreat to his own zone. And that'll do it for the second period here from Amarillo. Wranglers lead 5-2 on Barbie Night at the Budweiser bullpen. Second intermission report is coming up next on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NHL TV and YouTube, so stick around. We'll have a recap of the scoring so far, preview the next 20 minutes in the third period, and we'll look at some scores from around the league as it's a busy night in the South Division. All that coming up in just a few minutes on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NHL TV and YouTube.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome into the second intermission report, where the Wranglers have a 5-2 lead after 40 minutes of play. Hi everybody, I'm Chiarenza here, bringing you all the action this evening. And it's been a fun one here from the Budweiser bullpen. Now on Barbie Night, the Wranglers have treated their fans to an offensive explosion with 5 goals and still 20 minutes left to play in a South Division rivalry game between the Odessa Jackalopes and the Wranglers. Been a very fun game so far, high-scoring affair for the Wranglers. Really something that is well welcomed after a few tight defensive battles between Lone Star and Odessa last evening. Really, this is what you wanted to see from the Wranglers. Starting to see the team gel a lot more. We talked with Harry Mahood in the first intermission report. He says, it really takes a little bit of a time for a young team to really kind of gel and find their way early on in the season. And I suspect it will take a little bit more time for the Wranglers to really find their groove. But, this is a team that, to me, has shown flashes of greatness. And when they really are on their game, when they're really gelling well, like we've seen so far here tonight, they can be a pretty dominant force. And so if the Wranglers are able to catch fire at some point in the season, they can be a very difficult team to deal with, as the Jackalopes are learning here this evening. Let's recap the scoring here so far so you can get you all caught up to speed if you're just joining us here. Wranglers open this scoring, 13:56 to go in the first period. Colin Doherty picks up his first goal of the season from Papaspropoulos and DeMarco to make it a 1-0 game, although just 33 seconds after that, the Jackalopes would respond with a goal from Christian Tavare to make it a 1-1 game. Assists on the Tavare goal coming to Charlie Smith and Theodore Manlove. On the play that made it a 1-1 game. Wranglers were not done in the first period, though, with 9:53 to go. Connor McNaughton picks up his second goal of the year. Roman Zapp picks up the lone assist on that goal, and that made it 2-1 in favor of the Wranglers. And that's where we stood going into the first intermission report. Wranglers were buzzing, and in the second period, the Wranglers just exploded for 3 more goals. Started off with a power play goal from Jack Ivey just 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the second period. Assists go to Papaspropoulos and Gagnon. That goal made it 3-1, and then Topi Pukkanen would get a goal of his own from Jack Ivey, 13:46 to go in the second period, to make it a 4-1 game, and the Wranglers added on to their total to make it 5-1 on a goal from Alex Papaspropoulos with 10:51 to go in the second period. Assists going to DeMarco and Trey Williams. Multi-point game for DeMarco, Papaspropoulos, Pukkanen. Looks like Jack Ivey has also picked up a multi-point game as well. However, the Jackalopes would score late in the second period. Did not score on a 4-minute power play attempt. Instead, they scored with 40.8 seconds to go. Theodore Manlove from Cameron Dunn and Svante Strandberg. Jackalopes scored to make it a 5-2 game. That's where we stand after 40 minutes of play. I mentioned that 4-minute power play opportunity for the Jackalopes. That happened because Divine Apollon, doing what he does, getting under the skin of the opponent, started a bit of a, we'll call it a brawl, in front of the Odessa bench. Everybody grabbed a dance partner. As a result of that, saw a few players get 5 for fighting and 10-minute misconducts, Colin Doherty being one of them, Divine Apollon being another. For the Jackalopes, we saw Riley Rosenthal go out. Cohen Belsterling also escorted off. Did not get a lot of clarification on what exactly happened on those plays, but what was for certain was Divine Apollon got 4 minutes, a double minor, for whatever he did on that play, and whether it was instigating or what the official term is, I'm not quite sure. But for what he did do, he got 4 minutes. Wranglers were able to get the kill on the double minor, and then, as I mentioned before, in the late stages of the second period, Manlove was able to get the goal to cut the lead to 3. So that's the event so far. That's the story. But it's still being written. We still got 20 minutes to go here in the third period, but Wranglers are looking sharp. It's been a very good night offensively for the Wranglers, and good crowd here at the Civic Center has been treated to an offensive explosion by the Wranglers. So, let's get to some scores from around the league, as there's a lot of action going on in the South Division. Throw up the standings here on our YouTube audio feed. Right now, the Wranglers sit in 7th place, although as I talked to Mr. Mahood earlier in the first intermission, you really can't say a whole lot at this time of the year. Wranglers have a lot of games in hand. So, I mean, you really take that with a grain of salt as we look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Looks like we've got a final from Greeley, Colorado. The Lone Star Brahmas take down the Grit 4-3 in a shootout. Looks like the Springfield Junior Blues pick up their 2nd win of the season, 4-3 over the Wendigo. So Junior Blues, after not winning a game coming into this weekend, looks like they now have a 2-game win streak. Looks like the Tomahawks beat the Titans 6-4. Generals over the Hat Tricks 3-1. Nordiques and Black Bears in overtime. Although it looks like the Nordiques have just come away with a win, so they win 4-3. St. Cloud over Bismarck right now 1-0 in the midway stages of the 3rd period. Chippewa has a 5-3 lead over the Janesville Jets, 7:33 to go in the 3rd. Minotauros 2-1 over the Bulls. Looks like I'll refresh my page here. Seems like it's kind of being a little bit buggy. There we go. Looks a lot better on my end. Minotauros 2-1 over the Bulls in the 2nd intermission. Ice Rays and Mudbugs battling right now over in Shreveport. Corpus Christi has a 2-1 lead over the Mudbugs right now. Defending champion Oklahoma Warriors have a 3-1 lead over the El Paso Rhinos in the 2nd intermission of that game. Wings over the Bruins right now. Aberdeen with a 1-0 lead in the 2nd intermission of that game. And it looks like the New Hampshire Mountain Kings get a 4-1 win over the Philadelphia Rebels. And those are your scores so far this evening. It's been a busy night in the North American Hockey League, and well, we still got some time to go in our 2nd intermission here. If you're looking for some more hockey action later on in the evening, or as we roll on through the 2nd intermission report, I encourage you to go check out the Utah Grizzlies audio feed over on YouTube. I was with the Grizzlies last year. My good friend Tyson Whiting has got the call over there for the Grizzlies and the Steelheads, and that's a preseason matchup, but tell you what, it's one of the best rivalries in sports, the Grizzlies and the Steelheads. So if you still need your hockey fix, go check that out. Tyson always does a great job on the call, as that game is currently at about, I would say, about its midpoint right now. Probably be around the 3rd period once the conclusion of this game has been brought upon us. So encourage you to go check that out if you still need your hockey fix late this evening, the conclusion of our game. Really, the big thing around hockey is just hockey's back. I mean, the NHL's back. Hockey all around is back, and, you know, everybody's just having a fun time with it. You know, that brings me to my next point. Maybe we should check out some NHL scores from around the league, as we've got some action here this evening in the National Hockey League. Like they got 14 games going on right now. Penguins 5-2 over the Flames. Pittsburgh picks up its 2nd win of this season. Kraken and Blues tied 1-1 in the 3rd. Avalanche and Sharks just getting started, as are the Ducks and Golden Knights. Flyers and Senators are final from Ottawa. Senators pick up a 5-2 win. Jets over the Panthers 6-4. Bruins over the Predators 3-2. Blue Jackets 5-3 over the Rangers. Red Wings 6-4 over the Lightning. Canadiens 3-2 over the Blackhawks. Maple Leafs 7-4 over the Wild. And the Islanders defeat the Sabres 3-2. And coming up later in the evening, be the Canucks and the Oilers. And the Hurricanes and the Los Angeles Kings. So a lot of action in the National Hockey League. There is no shortage of hockey content this evening, which is why I appreciate you sticking with us here this evening for the Wranglers and the Jackalopes. I understand that there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. We appreciate you choosing the Wranglers this evening and the NHL North American Hockey League. Big third period coming up, more so for the Jackalopes than the Wranglers. Wranglers have done their job offensively. 5 goals really should be enough for them to win. Right now, it's about just hunkering down defensively and escaping with the win. Although for the Jackalopes, they're going to have to find a way to generate something offensively. Just 13 shots on the board. Got 2 goals on Luka Gans, who started the game for the Wranglers. Starter for the Jackalopes, Quentin Sigurdsson, was pulled after the 4th Wranglers goal. In goal right now for the foreseeable future and probably the remainder of this game for Odessa is Maxime Belay, native of St. Louis, Missouri. He surrendered 1 goal so far. That was the Papaspropoulos goal. So Odessa has some work to do in the third period. Wranglers looking to just close this thing out, hold on to the lead, and treat their home crowd to a victory, although 20 minutes is a long time. And so, as I've learned throughout my days, anything can happen, and so we'll keep an eye on it. And we'll have all the action here for you on NHL TV and YouTube, as we are just under 2 minutes away from third period action. Wranglers have lined up in the tunnel, as have the Jackalopes. Coaches have returned to the bench. As fans eagerly await the Wranglers' return. It's been a very fun night here for the Wranglers, as the officials have retaken the ice, and they are treated to a... Ooh, they got some boo birds for the Zebras. Tough luck for the officiating crew here. Don't get much love from the Amarillo crowd, and neither do the Jackalopes, as they are rained down with boos as they retake the ice. And now the Wranglers are met with applause as they come back out of the tunnel. Of course, sporting their white Barbie jerseys with pink stripes, blue stripes. Wranglers text in pink on the front crest of the jersey, and pink numbers and lettering. It's certainly a Barbie fit for the Wranglers. If you like it, you can bid on the jerseys. Game worn, be up for auction after the game over in the corral following the conclusion of this one. Well, we're just about set for third period action, so sit back, relax, pull up a chair. If you haven't already, maybe get some snacks, a drink of your choice. Personally, I could go for a good steak tonight, although we'll have to maybe save that for tomorrow. I'm getting kind of hangry here in the Dennis Puska broadcast booth. So it looks like at some point, probably around the midway point of the third period, we will see the return of Divine Paul and Colin Doherty and a few more Odessa players. We'll see Bell Sterling come back out, Rosenthal, Manzella, everybody that's been serving a 10-minute misconduct ever since the, I guess we could call it the incident towards the trail end of the second period. Everybody will probably return around the 10-minute mark, maybe a little bit earlier if my memory serves me correctly as to when that happened. Maybe closer to the 5-minute mark of the third period. 5 minutes in, that is. So for now, for both sides, it's a bit of a short bench. They'll have to make do until then. Wranglers will start with the top line of Ben Ivy, Tommy Chunchikov, and Jack McDonald. Jackalopes will send out the same line that started the game, that third line of Manlove, Tavare, and DeMars. Bit of a hold-up here to start the third period. Looks like the Jackalopes head coach, Scott Dewar, is talking things over with the head official. Looks like now we are cleared to start third period action. As off the draw, the Wranglers win it very cleanly. Comes off the back corner of the Wranglers zone. They'll fish the puck out, lift it into center ice, looking for Tommy Chunchikov. Puck gets caught up in his skates. Odessa comes away with it. DeMars will work it into the offensive zone. Comes to the stick of McRoberts, who will move it to the near side. Ben Ivy picks it up, gains center red. Now Odessa blue. Drop pass for Chunchikov is broken up by the Jackalopes. Wranglers get it back. Ben with the puck on his stick will send it below the goal line for Chunchikov. Puck goes past him. It'll be picked up by Tavare, moved into the neutral zone for Manlove. He's got a multi-point night here so far. Goal and assist for Theodore Manlove. As the Jackalopes get the puck stolen away from them in the offensive zone, Wranglers move left side and dump it in. It'll be no icing. Comes to Jack Ivy on the far wall. Wrap it below the goal line, looking for Pukkanen. For now, it's Strandberg with the puck on his stick. Odessa comes away with it out of their own zone, gains Wranglers blue. Right side shot is blocked by Williams. Puck comes to Jack Ivy. He'll shimmy away from pressure, move left side. He will move it below the goal line. Chasing after it is Pukkanen. Gets caught up between a few Jackalopes. Odessa will send it back out to the neutral zone. Wranglers go D to D. Send the puck into the Odessa zone. Fans take up a "Let's go Wranglers" chant here at the top of the third period. Puck comes to Gons. He's out to play it. Wranglers wrap it around to the near side boards. They find McNaughton streaking through the neutral zone. Drop pass for a shot. Why Zapp just goes wide. Roman Zapp will pick up the puck at the line. Drop pass. There was a no-looker, and he didn't find his target. Wranglers chase after the puck. Holding at the line by Gagnon. Send the puck around to the near half wall. Centering pass goes up into the paraphernalia of Maxime Belay. With that, we'll get a stoppage with 17:50 to go in the third. 5-3 game. Wranglers have 30 shots on the board. Jackalopes just have 13. Draw will be on the near circle of the Jackalope zone as you see it on NHL TV. Ben Ivy will take the draw for the Wranglers. Gets it to the near point for Williams. Now the half wall, McDonald takes a shot, and that'll be swallowed up by Belay. So 17:44 to go in the third. We'll get another offensive zone draw for the Wranglers. Looks like they're explaining something to Scott Dewar. Maybe a little bit of a hold up there before the draw. Looks like we're all good to go. And on that draw, Wranglers send it to the wall. Ivy centering pass for Chunchikov, just couldn't rip a shot away. Puck bounces to Odessa, and they'll quickly move ahead the other way. Dump and chase for Smith, although Williams is their first man on it. He'll pitch it up ahead to Ben Ivy. Push it up to McDonald. Right side, Gagnon gains the Odessa line. They'll dump it below the goal line. Bounces off the wall to Chunchikov near side. It's taken away from him by Cameron Dunn. Move it up ahead. Wisenan tries to go around DeMarco, but that's a tall task for anybody. Kyle DeMarco always solid defensively. Shot from the line, save made by Gons. Goes below the goal line, picked up by Ben Ivy. He'll move left side, go across for McDonald, who gains the red line. Tries to go around the defense. Good set of moves there from Jack McDonald. Moves it left side for DeMarco. He'll just dump it in as those guys are due for a change. Vardy moves it left side, finds DeMars in the neutral zone. Man lumped with him. He'll carry it over the offensive line. Drop pass for DeMars. Takes a shot pad save by Gons. Loose puck comes to the stick of Alex Papaspropoulos, Amarillo's most recent goal scorer. He'll send a pass into the slot. Nobody there. DeMars will pick up the loose change and send it back out to center ice. Williams finds McRoberts. Move us along the right wing wall. Jack Ivy centering pass. Shot save made by Belai on Pukkanen. Oh my goodness, what a save by Maxime Belai to keep the game at 5-2. Jack's in the offensive zone. Pass goes astray for Manlove. Whacking at it is Jack Ivy. Potential 2-on-1 developing here. Papaspropoulos. Centering pass just broken up defensively by Rosenthal. Good play there by the Jackalopes defenseman as he has since returned to the game. Wright will spin along the near half wall of the Wranglers zone. Centering pass comes to Dunn. Back to Vardy, takes a shot that's blocked. Puck bouncing around in the high slot, and the Wranglers will get it over the blue line back out to the center ice logo. Jackalopes will have to regroup and reload. 15:30 to go here in the third period. Wranglers enjoying a 5-2 lead here in the early stages of the third period. Left side, Battilla takes a sharp angle shot, save made by Gons. Held at the line for another shot. Second chance by Wright, hits the side of the net. He'll try and send it back up to the line, but it won't be held in by Battilla. Racing after it is Trace Day, excuse me. Good hustle there from the Wranglers youngster. Trace Day applying the forecheck there. Left side, Ivanov. Works below the Wranglers goal line, loses an edge. Puck comes to McRoberts. Left side, finds Day. McNaughton up ahead, tries to find Chunchikov. Jacks are able to break that up and send it deep into the Wranglers zone. No icing. Wranglers move it to the far side, get it out of their own zone. Chunchikov moving, gains center red, now into Odessa blue, tries to go across for Ben Ivy. He'll move it to the wall, now below the goal line for Chunchikov. Drifts towards the near corner, now spin back to the far side. Wraparound attempt by Tommy Chunchikov goes to the blue paints. Picked up by McDonald below the goal line. From one knee, tries to center it, bounces off a few bodies, comes to Belai, and he will hold and cover with 14:13 to go in the third period. Really good forecheck there from Tommy Chunchikov. He's still looking for his first point of the season. He's been working very, very hard, and he's one of those guys that, yeah, he's got no points on the season so far, but he's been playing very, very well and just seems to be in a bit of a dry spell. But I think it's only a matter of time before Tommy picks up his first point of the season. He's been hustling very, very hard. And really, he's just such a strong forechecker. I think he's due for a goal here, as he's out there on that top line with Ben Ivy and Jack McDonald. Draw will be the far circle of the Jackalope zone. Ivy will take it for the Wranglers. Puck comes to the Jackalopes. They'll move it towards the right side. Come away with it at center ice. They'll dump and chase. Not to play it is Gons. Send it to Williams in the corner. He evades a hit. Wranglers send it across to the neutral zone. Vardy will send it into the Wranglers zone. Puck now along the near side boards. Squirts out to Nolan Gagnon. Will pick his head up, bank it off the far side boards. And it'll trickle down into the Jackalope zone. Wranglers are able to get a partial change here, as that second line will come out for the Wranglers. Turnover in the offensive zone. Centering pass for Jack Ivy. He just couldn't handle it. Wranglers have to regroup in their own zone. Go across for Jack Ivy near side. Drop pass for Pukkanen as he swings below the goal line. Gets taken down. No penalty. Jackalopes steal the puck away. Tavares moves it into the neutral zone. Wranglers take a few chops at it. Comes to the near side wall. Wranglers centering chance, and they score. And it's going to be Tavares with his second goal of the game. So Wranglers just couldn't corral it in the neutral zone. Jackalopes went the other way. And Tavares gets his second goal of the game. It's a 5-3 hockey game. So what once was a 4-goal Wranglers lead has now just been reduced to 2. .13:07 to go. In the third period, assist will go to Manlove and DeMars on the most recent goal from Christian Tavares. Second of the game, here comes the Wranglers. Take a shot from McNaughton, goes off the end wall glass, picked up by Roman Zapp. He'll twist and turn below the goal line, loses the puck to Vardy. Line the forecheck here is Miller as the Wranglers try and get the puck back in the offensive zone, although at the moment it looks like the Jackalopes will escape, and they do. Right side, Dunn. Below the goal line. Big hit by Williams on Dunn as he lost the puck. Crowd cheers in approval. Jackalopes dump the puck in, no icing. Binion wins the race. Centering pass goes through a slew of Jackalopes, comes to the stick of Miller. Move it to the left side of the Wranglers zone. Conan will sky it deep into the offensive territory. Braccelli. Forward pass for Ivanov at the line, takes a shot. Save made by Gons, and he'll hold with 11:57 to go in the third period. Wranglers lead 5-3. We'll go to our timeout, and we'll come back, and we'll see how this one ends on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NHL TV and YouTube.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Budweiser bullpen when the Wranglers have a 5-3 lead, but the Jackalopes have recently cut into that lead with the most recent goal coming from Christian Tavares from Theodore Manlove and Hayden DeMars to make it a 5-3 hockey game as the Wranglers off the defensive zone draw send the puck to the far wall. Tommy Chunchikov in the fray for the Wranglers, able to dig it out and send it to McRoberts at the near corner. Takeaway here for the Jackalopes as Ivanov will send it up to the far point for Vardy. Will go cross for a shot by Rosenthal. That's partially blocked by McDonald. Far side wall, Vardy tries to push it in deeper. Exchanges with Braccelli, gets it to the line for Ivanov. Will drift to the far circle, takes a shot that goes through the crease. Come on the near side half wall. Ivanov with the puck. Tries to escape the pressure from DeMarco. Unable to do so. As the Wranglers will send it back to the neutral zone. Jacks will have to regroup. 11 minutes to go here in the third period. Right wing breakout. Done. Righty shot save made by Gons. Puck rolls back out to the neutral zone. Jackalopes will cycle the puck back along to the right wing. Williams will send the puck to the neutral zone, rolls over the red line. Jackalopes will pitch it back into the Wranglers zone. Right side breakout for Amarillo. Trace Day finds Zapp across for McNaughton. Tried to go back to Day, but he got tied up with a Jackalope. Couldn't get the shot away. Gone in the high slot, sends it down low. McNaughton centering pass. And the Wranglers just couldn't get his shot away in the slot. Jackalopes started to cluster up there, hit escape. Wranglers have to regroup in their own zone. Right side, Day will dump it in. Jackalopes moving towards their right. Rosenthal finds Manlove at the center ice logo. He'll gain Wranglers blue. Backhand one to the right side. DeMars gets taken down, goes into the end boards. Arm is raised. Looks like the Wranglers are going to head to the penalty kill. And after the whistle, we get some more pushing and shoving. For the Wranglers, it's okay to voice your disapproval, but you don't want to end up taking another penalty here in what has now become a 2-goal game after the Wranglers led 5-1 at one point in the late stages of the second period. So it looks like Kyle DeMarco is going to head to the penalty box. .9:56 to go in the third period, so Jackalopes have a chance to make this interesting here. DeMarco gets 2 minutes for holding. Draw will be to the left of Luca Gans on the near circle of the Wranglers zone as you see it on NHL TV. Off the draw, Jack send it to the line, near point. Vardy goes across for Rosenthal, save made by Gans. He read it like a book and was ready. Directed it to the near corner where they'll joust for it. Rosenthal gets to Vardy at the line, goes across, near point, done, shot. Save made by Gans. Puck comes to the far corner. Centering pass now goes through the crease. Back to Rosenthal on the far wall. To look over his options. Good pressure from Jack Ivey, and the Wranglers are able to get the clear. Minute 24 to go on the DeMarco penalty. Dunn will move towards his right, send it towards his left. Christian over the line, takes a shot. Save, or didn't even hit the net, went over the goal. Kadlacik drops it for Kristen, takes a long shot, goes through a bunch of bodies. Puck emerges on the near wall. Patilla, far point, DeMars moves it towards the near side for Kristen. Patiently moving at the half wall, finds Patilla. He'll walk the line. Patilla moves it to the far side for DeMars, takes a shot, and he scores. Hayden DeMars makes it a 1-goal game. So, this thing's gotten a little bit more interesting as time has gone on. Power play goal. Now 5-4, where the Wranglers at one point had a 5-1 lead late in the second period. 3 unanswered goals from the Jackalopes have brought them within 1. Hayden DeMars picking up the most recent goal on the power play from Braden Patilla and John Kristen to make it just a 1-goal game with 8:43 to go. Plenty of time. We'll see what happens here. As the Wranglers win the ensuing face-off, get up below the goal line. Jackalopes come away with the puck, holding it at the line as McRoberts will take a long shot that's blocked by Strandberg. Now below the play dead with 8:29 to go in the third. Well, the Wranglers had a 5-1 lead with 40.8 seconds to go in the second period. That's when Odessa's Theodore Manlove scored to make it 5-2, and ever since then, it's been 3 unanswered goals by the Jackalopes to bring them just within 1. It's a 5-4 game. Goals coming from Tavare and most recently Hayden DeMars on the power play. It looks like Papaspropoulos will head towards the Wranglers bench. Looks like he'll get some repairs. So he'll go for a tune-up. So he might have caught something up high. They'll get him checked out. Alex having the 5th and most recent Wranglers goal to make it 5-1. We remain at 5-on-5 action. It'll be a neutral zone draw. It'll be a false start, so they'll do it again. Roman Zapp, the face-off taker for the Wranglers. Puricelli, the representative for Odessa. And off that draw, the Jackalopes win it. The Patilla will send it left side for Vardy. Jackalopes will backhand it deep into the Wranglers zone. DeMarco racing after it. Puck pinned up against the boards. Everybody trying to get a piece of that puck. Coming away with it is Roman Zapp. Will dish it towards his left for McDonald. He will spin away for some pressure. Almost turn the puck over at his own blue line. Jackalopes will just send it to the end wall. They'll go off for a change. Stretch pass from McRoberts left side goes off the stick of McDonald and off the Odessa end wall. Left side, Strandberg. Shaken away from some pressure, gets it to Manlove, who dumps it to Gons. Rolls around to the near half wall. Shot there, save made by Gons. Whose puck is picked up by Puukkonen. Wranglers with 7:30 to go in the third period. Will lift it up to Puukkonen, who's wide open at the line. It's a shot and a save made by Belai. Boy, Puukkonen was wide open at the near side of the Odessa blue line. He was just cherry picking there. Was able to walk in on Belai, just couldn't find a way to tickle the twine and make it a 6-4 game. So we're still 5-4 with 7:22 to go in the third period. Draw at the near circle of the Jackalope zone. It'll be Kadlacik and looks like Papaspropoulos. Kadlacik will win the draw, get it to Kristen, whose left side finds right in the neutral zone. Can't get around Nolan Gagnon, as he will just spin and turn and send it all the way down for an icing. So defensive zone draw coming up here for the Wranglers with 7:09 to go in the third. Well, at one point, Jackalopes only had 13 shots on the board. Now they have 21 to the Wranglers' 36. On the near circle of the Wranglers zone. Odessa wins it. They'll send it below the goal line. Puck squirts out to the far side wall. Center it for Dunn. Can't get a shot away. Defensive pressure coming from Topi Puukkonen. Puck up against the end wall of the Wranglers zone. Arm is raised. Somebody touched up. Look like it's going to be a hooking call. Question is, who's going to go? Critical moment here in the late stages of the third period. Looks like the Wranglers, Puukkonen, make that Papaspropoulos is going to head to the penalty box. Not something you want to see if you're a Wranglers fan right now. Just 6:52 to go. The Jackalopes will have a chance to tie the game on the man advantage. Draw is won by the Jackalopes. Vardy will walk the line, dish it to his right for Dunn. Takes a shot, it's blocked. Comes to Rosenthal, far circle, takes a shot. Puck is loose in the slot. Wranglers pick it up. Van Ivy will have to twist it below his own goal line to escape some pressure. Odessa comes away with the puck. Dunn will backhand it to the near side wall where Jack Ivy will cleanly pick up the puck. Well, maybe not so cleanly, and get it back out to the neutral zone. Rosenthal, left side, will spin it around the boards to the near side wall. Goes through everybody and back out to the neutral zone. Aggressive forecheck here from Jack Ivy. He'll go off for a change. Here comes Odessa. Dunn moves into the high slot, takes a shot that's blocked by Gagnon. Held in at the line by Patilla. Move towards his right. Centering pass is broken up. Good defensive play by Tommy Chunchikov. He will send it to the line, but not out. Dunn will move to his backhand. Pitch it to Kadlacik. Now Patilla. Shot from the high slot. Goes off the end wall. Picked up by Manlove. Finds Kristen. Far side. Sates in. Takes a shot. Blocked. Goes around to the near side wall. Picked up by Kadlacik. I'll drop it off for Dunn. To the line for Patilla. Fans on the shot. Stolen away by Connor McNaughton, and he'll take his time as he dumps it into the Jackalope zone. 38 seconds to go on the Odessa power play. 5:27 to go in the third. Wranglers clinging to a one-goal lead. Kristen gains center red. He'll dump it in on goal for Gons as the puck on a clearing attempt goes into the Wranglers bench. Looks like everybody's okay. With a stoppage with 22 seconds to go on the Odessa power play and 5:13 to go in the third. Looks like Jack Ivey will take the draw for the Wranglers. Off that draw, Jack's working to the line for Vardy. He'll move towards his right. Near side wall, drop it off for DeMars. Left point for Strandberg. He'll move in, send it towards the middle. Attempt gets blocked, comes back to him. Send it to the near point for Vardy, as the penalty is just due to expire, and the Wranglers clear, and they get the kill. Back to 5-on-5 action with just under 5 minutes to go here in the third. Jackalopes will roll it into the offensive zone. Roberts pins it up against the boards. Puck comes loose, comes to Manlove. He'll send it to the point for a shot that goes off the inboards. Second attempt, and they score. Hayden DeMars picked up the loose change, and it's a new game. We're tied at 5. So, what once was a 5-1 Wranglers lead is now a game tied at 5. It's anybody's game with 4:28 to go in the third. Most recent goal coming from Hayden DeMars, the second of the game. And the assist will go to Thomas Manzella and Theodore Manlove. What a night here for Manlove. He's got 4 points. Goal and 3 assists. As Kristen will lift it to the neutral zone. Comes to Gagnon. He'll move it towards his left. Wranglers, Ben Ivey over the offensive line, right side. It's pestered by Belsterling. Wranglers pick the puck off, shot there from the slot, save made. Oh, and the Wranglers just couldn't put the second attempt home. Coming away with the puck is McDonald, moves towards the slot, take a shot, blocked. Moves to the near side wall, Ben Ivey can't hold the puck, and the Wranglers will have to go back on defense. Here come the Jackalopes. Smith takes a shot off the end wall, rolls to Gons, and he will hold and cover with 3:49 to go in the third. Well, on that most recent Jackalopes goal, it was just one of those plays where they shot it off the inboards, went off the back wall, moved towards the far side, where Luka Gons was over on the near side of the goal, was trying to go back across, really wasn't expecting that puck to move the way it did off the inboards. Just a bit of geometry and angles there, and it came right to the stick of Hayden DeMars, who was able to cash in. Shot there off the draw, it goes wide. Picked up by Vardy, far side wall. He'll work it down low. Puck is picked up by the Wranglers. They'll move it left side. Pukkanen gains Odessa blue. Fired in offensively. Left side, Benyon loses the puck in the neutral zone, and the Wranglers will send the puck out of play with 3:28 to go in the third in a game that's tied at 5. The neutral zone draw in front of the Jackalopes bench. McNaughton will take it for Amarillo. It'll be Kadlasik for the Jackalopes. He's off that draw, gets caught up in the skates of Morris. Jackalopes are able to pickpocket it away. They'll move it towards the slot, picked off by Zapp. Move it to the far half wall. Jackalopes come away with the puck. It's done. Sending it to the line for Kristen, who takes a shot. Save made by Gons. Puck is loose. And we get a stoppage with 3:11 to go in the third. Gons was able to make the initial save. Never covered up the puck. Perhaps the official lost sight of the puck, and that's why we got that whistle there. And that's exactly what happened. Yeah, he just motions to the bench. Yeah, my bad. I lost sight of the puck, and so I blew it dead. As Odessa wasn't very happy about that whistle. Benefits the Wranglers, though. They get a lucky break. Draw will be on the near circle of the Wranglers zone. Ben Ivey wins it, gets it to Williams. They'll spin it around to the far side wall, picked up by Dunn. He's being pressured by Nolan Gagnon has been playing very well in his first season as a Wrangler. Dunk comes away with the puck, moves into the middle, tries to take a shot. Couldn't get it on goal, comes to the near corner. Drop it off for Dunn below the goal line. Wranglers are able to quickly swarm him defensively and get out of their own zone. Ivy to Gagnon. Back to Ivy, gains center red, now Odessa blue, left side for a shot. Goes off the end boards from Tommy Chunchikov. He picked up left side by DeMars. He will skate it into the offensive zone, gets stood up by the Wranglers. Odessa will just whack it into the Wranglers zone, having trouble here at their blue line. Now they'll dump it deep, below the goal line. Centering attempt is broken up by DeMarco. Battle on the boards, Odessa comes away with it. It's Tavares turning, shooting! Going over the goal. Comes along the near sideboards, picked up by DeMars. It stood up at the Wranglers goal line. Amarillo will look to work it back out to the neutral zone. Left side, Papaspropoulos has a glance off his stick and roll deep into the Odessa zone. Jackalopes move into the neutral zone, and now the offensive zone. They get stood up at the blue line, though, and it looks like it's going to be an offside on Odessa with 1:30 to go in the third. 5-all. Well, in a game that looked like Wranglers were just going to coast to victory, 5-1, just moments to go in the second period. 4 unanswered Jackalopes goals have sent us to a 5-5 tie, and barring somebody scoring here in the final 1:30, we will, for the second straight night, go to a 3-on-3 overtime period. Draw will be in front of the Wranglers bench. Amarillo wins it left side. Williams with speed gains center red and dumps it in. Out to play it is Belay. Right side now, Jackalopes in the neutral zone will dump it in. Harshly comes to the far corner. Wranglers able to pick it away. Comes to McNaughton, left side, picks his head up. Finds Zapp in the neutral zone. He will swing it into the offensive zone. Morris having trouble locating the puck. Puck goes off the official and now is poked back out to center. 1 minute to go here. Anybody's game. McNaughton gains the red line, fires it in. Zapp to the middle for Morris. Just couldn't get a lot of mustard on the shot. As he fanned on it, comes to the near point for McRoberts. Then we get a whistle with 49.1 seconds to go in the third. So we got a penalty here, and it's going to be against Odessa. Kadlasic's going to go to the penalty box with 49.1 seconds to go. So an opportunity for the Wranglers to score on the man advantage in the late stages of the third. So it's 2 minutes for slashing on Kadlasic. Not ideal timing for the Jackalopes, but perfect timing if you're a Wranglers fan. It's all about perspective. It looks like Ryan Anderson is going to use his timeout here, get some rest for his top guys, and draw up a play. High drama here in Amarillo. So they'll talk it over, drop a play. They've got just around 50 seconds here to work with. That's plenty of time for something to happen here. It'll be interesting to see what the Wranglers draw up here. Looks like they're going to have the Ivy brothers out there with Pukkanen, Gagnon, and presumably McDonald. Odessa also huddle up at their bench. Heads are nodding, saying, okay, we understand what to do, as Scott Dorr barks a few orders. As now everybody is set, rested, and ready to finish this thing off. Whether it's going to be in regulation, overtime, or a shootout, still up for grabs. Draw will be in the near circle of the Jackalope zone. Puck comes out into the neutral zone. Wranglers can't hold it in at the line. They'll send it right side for Puukkonen. He'll go across for Ben Ivy. Gains the offensive line. Drop pass for Jack. Near point. He'll go across for Papaspropoulos, or make that Puukkonen. Takes a shot. Blocked twice. Comes to Gagnon. Will chop it to the near point for Jack Ivy. Back to the far circle. Puck rolls below the goal line. 26 seconds to go in the third. Puukkonen gets dragged down by a few Jackalopes. They try and send it out. Gagnon holds it in at the line. Gets it to Ben Ivy. Moves to the top of the circle. Down below the goal line. Tries to find Puukkonen. Drops it off for McDonald. Tries to shimmy around the defense. Picked up by Ivy. Far half wall. Skates in the circle. To the slot for Jack Ivy. 2 shots. Oh, and he just missed the net. Maybe one more chance here, but time is going to expire. And we'll head to overtime. Tied at 5. Oof. What action here at the Budweiser bullpen. And we're going to get some free hockey here in a moment where in the second period it looks like we weren't going to get that, but flurry of goals from the Jackalopes. The tail end of the second period and in the third. Tie the game up at 5, and as a result of that, we now have 3-on-3 overtime, but the Wranglers going to start the overtime session 4-on-3 as there's still a minute 11 to go on the penalty to Cad Lasik, and then following that, it'll be 4-on-4 until the next whistle, and then it'll go back to 3-on-3. So Wranglers still got a prime opportunity here in the overtime session. See what they're able to cook up here on Barbie Night. Good crowd here at the bullpen. A lot of fans wearing pink. As the Wranglers will look to end a 4-game losing streak. Their last win coming here at the Budweiser bullpen on their home opener against the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. Wranglers looking to get back into the win column. Looks like Amarillo is going to start with the Ivy brothers, Gagnon and McDonald, to begin the 4-on-3 overtime session. As I said before, a minute 11 to go on the power play for the Wranglers. We are all set and ready to begin the overtime session. Wranglers on the man advantage for a little over the next minute. We'll see if they can capitalize in OT. Wranglers win the draw. McDonald will swing back to the defense for Gagnon. Right side for Jack Ivy. Gains Odessa. Blue goes across near side for McDonald. At the line, Gagnon has it. Moves towards his right for Jack Ivy. They'll trade places. Left side, Ben Ivy. Back to Jack at the line. Back to Ben, near circle. Drop pass for Jack Ivy. Fumbles the puck with a bit, and Odessa's able to come away with it. Hayden DeMars moving the other way. Ben Ivy's able to break up that attempt. Jack Ivy quickly moves the other way. Left side, Jack Ivy looks for a trailer. Stymied by the stick of Hayden DeMars. Jackalopes will take it and dump it down and kill some time off the man advantage in overtime. 26 seconds to go on the man advantage for Amarillo. Right wing breakout, McDonald. Button hooks at the half wall. Will move towards the line. Now drift back towards the far circle. Find Papaspropoulos. He'll skate into the circle. Take a shot. Blocked by Patilla. Second attempt snared out of the air by Belai on the shot attempt by McDonald. Unreal. How did he make that save? Oh. McDonald seemingly had the game-winning shot on his stick, and somehow Maxime Belai was able to shut the door. 10 seconds to go on the power play for the Wranglers. It'll be an offensive zone draw here, with 3:58 to go in the overtime session. Off the draw, Papaspropoulos directs it to Puukkonen at the wall. Gets it to the far point. Williams now goes across. Back to Williams at the line. Will drift towards his left. Go across for Puukkonen. Try to go across to the near circle for DeMarco. Couldn't get a shot off. Papadopoulos with it now. On the pass from DeMarco. He'll twist and send it below the goal line. Puck hit the official. Jacks will pick up the loose puck. And they are unsuccessful in getting it out of their own zone, although Papadopoulos will retreat back to the neutral zone. Back to even strength. It's 4-on-4 until the next whistle. Then we'll go to 3-on-3. Papadopoulos down in the neutral zone, loses his stick. Up ahead. Wranglers work it deep into the offensive zone. Jacks come away with the puck. Left side, Kristen moves over the Wranglers' blue line, tries to split the D. The moment he does, backhand centering pass is picked off by McRoberts. He'll move it towards the left side. Here comes Gagnon. He'll skate into the offensive zone. Button hook at the far half wall. Moves towards the line. Drop pass, finds McNaughton. Drop it off for Zapp, who walks the line, moves into the slot. Zapp all alone. He'll fake out the goalie. Save made by Belay. Oh my goodness. 2 miraculous saves in overtime to keep the game tied at 5 by Maxime Belay as the Jackalopes ice the puck. 2:43 to go in the overtime session. Unreal. Roman Zapp was all alone in the slot, decided to fake out Belay, move towards his left, and somehow the goaltender from St. Louis, Missouri is able to stretch out and get a paddle on it and make the save. Well, the fans in attendance have certainly got their money's worth. It's been a very back and forth game. Saw Wranglers jump out to a big 5-1 lead. Jackalopes come back, tie at 5-5. Good action for both teams offensively tonight. We'll see who comes away with the win here in Amarillo. As fans eagerly looking onwards as we have a timeout with 2:43 to go in the overtime session. You can just feel the tension in the building. And it seems like nobody knows what's going to happen next. Everybody on the edge of their seats as we await whatever happens here in overtime. Back to 3-on-3. Ivy brothers out there with Gagnon in the offensive zone draw for the Wranglers. Be at the near circle of the Jackalope zone. Off the draw, Jacks win it. Goes to Rosenthal, who will patiently wait below his own goal line. Rosenthal, head up, move it towards his right. Goes past to Mars. Racing towards it is Jack Ivy. He'll chip it to Gagnon. Move towards his left. Potential 2-on-1 developing if the Wranglers hustle, although it will slow down a bit after gaining the blue line. Find Ivy moving in. He'll take a shot, and he scores! Jack Ivy wins it in overtime. Jack Ivy's second goal of the game sends the Wranglers to victory on Barbie Night. It's a 6-5 overtime victory for the Wranglers. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Smiles all around. Wranglers win 6-5. As they will play Forever in Blue Jeans. Wranglers win song. Wranglers will slap their sticks at the center ice logo, saluting their home crowd. As the Wranglers are victorious at home on Barbie Night. Oh boy, what a game. It's really all you can say in awe is at this point. I mean, as it's been told time and time again, nothing is ever set in stone in the South Division, and tonight I learned that that is a very true statement. Wranglers had a 5-1 lead late in the second period. Jacks come all the way back, tie at 5-5, and then the overtime session, Jack Ivy wins it in overtime. giving the Wranglers a 6-5 victory as they will improve to 5-4-1 on the season. We'll welcome you all in for the Wranglers post-game show. I'm Guy Chiarenza here bringing you all the action this evening. Wranglers win 6-5 in OT. It was a game that at one point, overtime seemed to be well out of the question, as we'll recap all the scoring. Opening the scoring tonight was the Wranglers defenseman Colin Doherty getting assists from Topi Pukkanen and Kyle DeMarco with 13:56 to go in the first period. That made it 1-0. Jackalopes were able to respond 33 seconds later on a goal from Christian Tavare. Assists coming from Charlie Smith and Theodore Manlove to give the Jacks a goal and tying the game up at 1. Wranglers would respond with 9:53 to go in the first, getting a goal from Connor McNaughton and Roman Zapp with the assist. It's McNaughton's second goal of the year, made it a 2-1 game. That's where we stood after 20 minutes of play in the second period, though. 3 more goals from the Wranglers. Power play goal from Jack Ivey, and then another goal from Topi Pukkanen. And then later on, Alex Papaspropoulos. Those 3 goals jumped the Wranglers out to a big 4-goal lead, 5-1. But no lead is safe in the South Division as the Jackalopes would come roaring back. 40.8 seconds to go in the second period. Theodore Manlove gets on the board, making it a 5-2 game. And then 3 more goals from the Jacks in the third period would help them tie it up at 5. Christian Tavare gets his second goal of the game to make it 5-3. And then on the power play, Hayden DeMars makes it a 5-4 game. Assist going to Braden Patilla and John Christen. And then DeMars would score again with 4:28 to go in the third period to make it a 5-5 hockey game. So DeMars picks up goals 5 and 6 on the year. That sent us to overtime. And in OT, it was Jack Ivey burying the biscuit for the Wranglers to give Amarillo the overtime victory, end the losing skid, and send Wranglers fans home happy with smiles on their faces as the Wranglers are victorious in this one. Well, Wranglers get back in the win column, smiles all around. They will improve to 5-4-1 on the season. For the Jackalopes, they will fall to 4-6-1-1 on the year. They'll pick up a point. Wranglers get the additional one, so Wranglers now with 11 points on the year. Very young season as we continue on. Wranglers will be back in action next weekend on Friday and Saturday against the defending champions, the Oklahoma Warriors. They'll welcome them into town for a 2-game set, and then they'll head over to OKC to play 3 straight games against the Warriors, so really 5 straight games with the defending champions overall. See how the Wranglers fare against probably one of their biggest tasks yet. Star Brahma's shaping up to be a good team. Wranglers saw them last weekend, but it's always a good benchmark to have when you play the defending champions in the Oklahoma Warriors. So Wranglers will see them next weekend. That's their next opponent. For the Jackalopes, they will move on in their road trip as they will continue to play away from home a little bit longer. They'll have another matchup, new two matchups, against the El Paso Rhinos, who they saw last weekend. So they'll see the Rhinos again at El Paso County's Event Center for another 2-game set, and then they'll have their home opener on October 27th against the Rhinos. So Odessa's seen a heavy dose of El Paso to begin the season as they continue on with their road trip. Odessa yet to play a home game, but for the Wranglers, this was a good win. This is a good win that Amarillo needed. Of course, you don't like to see a 4-goal lead blown in the third period like the Wranglers did, but the adversity was battled. Wranglers were able to stand up to the task and ultimately come away with the overtime victory. You know, sometimes they say it doesn't matter how you get the win, it just matters that you got it. For the Wranglers, that's the case this evening. So look to shore up a little bit defensively. This is a young team, still learning how to mesh and gel together, as we heard President of Hockey Operations Harry Mahut say in the first period. It was good to have Harry on the show. Really, that was my first time I ever had anybody on a broadcast, so thank you to Harry for being my first guest in the first intermission. And Wranglers come away with the win. They'll be happy to have that one under their belt as they continue to move on in the season. Well, it looks like we're going to have the jersey auction coming up in just a few moments. We'll head down there as we wrap things up for the post-game show. Although, if you're still listening, I encourage you to, if you're still looking for some more hockey this evening, check out the YouTube channel of the Utah Grizzlies. They're in action for some ECHL preseason action against their rival, the Idaho Steelheads, where my good friend and mentor Tyson Whiting has the call over there. You know, if my time frame serves correctly, they should be around the start of the third period in that game. So go check that out. Tell Tyson Guy sent you, and listen to some more good hockey here on a Saturday night as the Wranglers come away with the victory 5-6 in overtime over their rivals, the Odessa Jackalopes. Wranglers pick up a standing point in the Austin Hose rivalry series in their quest for the Hoser Cup. So now the Wranglers and Jackalopes are tied at 1 point apiece in the race for the first ever Hoser Cup. So we'll see how that shakes out as the season goes on. Wranglers will have some more chances to gain traction in the Austin Hose rivalry series with 5 straight matchups against the Oklahoma Warriors. Well, I'll see you again next Friday, 7:05 pregame show. You can catch it all here on NHL TV or YouTube for the audio stream. We'll be back in action against the defending champion Oklahoma Warriors right here on Friday evening for the first game of a 2-game set against the defending champs. Thank you all for listening. Thank you to our casting crew here that work here behind the scenes at the Budweiser bullpen to make everything happen. Everybody over at HTP for helping us have a smooth broadcast here this evening. Once again, the final score is 6-5. Wranglers win in overtime. Jack Ivey with the game winner picks up goals 9 and 10 on the year. Guy Chiarenza saying so long and good night.